All righty. Welcome, YouTube. You guys got to start off with the clapping. We've gone over a little bit of today. Clearly, NVIDIA earnings. That is going to be the main event here. You are going to get the first cabinet meeting, so that could be very important as well. We do get a little bit of data, but for the most part, NVIDIA earnings, PCE on Friday, that's going to really let you know, are we worried about growth or not? And the last 5 days, that was your biggest sell-off of the year. Not in terms of size, but the fact that it has lasted pretty much every day. So we'll see where it takes us. We already did the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you to the veterans. If you guys want the rest of the newswire and you want me to free the chat, we need 2,000 likes. So God bless you. Good morning. On that note, I do have plays, but should we wait? I have some plays I want to go over, but let me go to the bathroom. Let's see what we got.
You have a stop.
Yeah, we got propaganda and beautiful. All right, I'll be right back. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Real Cold News on Twitter. Get ready for some plays, baby. Good morning.
Never mind.
I know. Well, he's got all his little puns.
I love Dan Oz.
Super Bowl of this and
I love Dan
that.
Oz.
And
he's great. I post something about my daughter. He immediately retweets it within a second.
All right, but let's get back to Lowe's here.
Okay.
All right,
No, I
but
mean,
you've liked it. You've always liked it.
I've always liked. No, ever since Marv came in.
Right.
And the Home Depot team, Ted Decker. Look, these teams. Remember, these guys take a lot of share too from the there's still mom and pop hardware stores that they take.
Of course.
And remember, you're betting against now their Christmas season, which is going to be the garden season. Appliances still bad everywhere.
Conference call just started, I think, at 9 a.m.
Yeah,
so we'll
I
check
think
in on that.
Marvin
has.
He always has a great conference call, so I would not worry about it.
You wouldn't worry.
No, I would not.
All right, a lot more movers to get to this morning. And, of course, you can always catch us anytime and anywhere by listening to and following the Squawk on the Street Opening Bell podcast. We're right back.
We'll be right back. Now you're stuck with Josh. Oh, yeah. I don't wear a suit. You got a little Arab in the room now. What's up? I don't know if I should start off the mornings like that. I just told the Twitch I'm hyped today. I don't know why, but either way, man, it's a Wednesday. We are here. We are blessed. I hope you guys are ready for more. I do have a couple of plays, but you already have to hear the TV. I'll tell you mine afterwards, but you tell me, Chad, what is your first play of the day? Like that video. I want to free the Chads, bro. Come on. Let's go. Help them out. Let's go. Yeah, you still have a DVR on. Elf, Intel, Spy Puts, Apple Puts, NVIDIA calls, Apple Puts, short NVIDIA, Apple Puts, add to the long-term buying. Good morning. SMCI call, Mineral ETF, Walmart, Nike, QQQ, NVIDIA, BABA, MCD call, shorting MGC, AAP, pouring concrete and listening. Long-term only, Broadcom, SMCI, long-term ad, APP, watching Kraft Heinz, short Tesla, calls on coffee, RCAP, pre-investor day. Long-term 590, Spy Put, Stocks L, Spy, puts on Apple, BABA Put, good morning, calls on the Peach, just the three of us. And the final plays. SMCI snakes. Baba calls. Stop buying NVIDIA. $89 cash. And the final one. American flag. All right, just stop. TLT. I'll take it. Woo! Amen. Good morning. From Florida. It's nice out there. Y'all just got humidity. That's crazy. Humidity is wild. So, that being said, I have a couple of plays. I'm going to be watching NVIDIA, Dell, Marvel as all of the sympathies. Then watch Freeport. Who's the other one? SCCO. Those are all related to the copper. And then again, I like the idea of SMCI snakes pretty much in the morning. We'll have a couple of minutes if we could find a play. Otherwise, that'll be done. Axon is post-earnings. MT, another play there. And then TJX did good. And I'm going to watch K-Web. If I don't have a BABA play, I think K-Web in China. Again, there was another set of stimulus. We had a really big sell-off. They didn't go down as much. So we will find out where that leads us. But that being said, we got about 1.5 minutes like that video. And here's the deal. If you have any questions, let me know now. Because, again, I think the last couple days, I'm really do not misunderstand how the market is freaking out about growth now. That's a very big development. The bonds and oil down are actually a good thing. But pop quiz from the watch list. Something changed dramatically in the last week. related to the Fed. What was it? So you got 1 minute. This is important, but I want to make sure you guys know this because now NVIDIA, the PCE, we have something else to be watching. Yeah, watch XLP in the morning. Yeah, look at you guys. Look at you. Beautiful. I'm glad you guys get it. My words did not go to waste. Amen. Rate cut odds. Love it. You guys are ready to go. So keep that in mind. In the last 5 days, you went from pricing in just under 1 rate cut on the year, and now in the last 5 days, we are now pricing in 2 rate cuts. So that could get a little aggressive. We'll find out. But 30 seconds. Like the video, baby. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's have a good one. Let's have a sound Mulan. Again, watch Staples, see if NASDAQ sells off again. We're actually doing good today, but if we sell off Staples in the morning and then take a look at SMCI, if we could get any random flip, and then that's it. And then we're ready to go. And then watch any copper. Round 1, fight. Eli Lilly news coming in right now on the wire. You guys don't see it, but Eli Lilly picking new sites for manufacturing. They literally dropped that right at the open. All righty. I got one. I got a SMCI. Yeah, Eli Lilly. I found a snake on there. So, yeah, it just has to hold, though. So, if that flushes, you're going to lose on it. There's a couple of good options. They haven't actually gone up too much. SPY going lower. I do need to start buying some fucking puts, though. I have the other out the monies, but, yeah. Which one is it? SMCI jumps 21%, biggest gainer since March. All right, so we're going to keep that one up there. TJX was post-earnings. Who was the other one? XLP. Staples are down today, so keep that in mind. Again, Fuzzy Panda on AppLovin. That had its own little effect there. And then, yeah, AppLovin down 14. SPY going up, so again, if that holds, and then keep in mind your TLTs, that is still holding as well. What, in Intel, old Intels came up? I have an Intel that's gone green. I don't know how that happened. Oh, and then that Cantaloupe play from the other day. Yeah, Intel's going up as well. TSM vertical. So again, I like all the sympathies. Yeah, TSM's up too. But just keep in mind, a lot of things are going to move tied into your boy NVIDIA. Yeah, TSM widespread though, but yeah, old Nike calls, I know. Again, Nike's actually getting to a breakout point. And then TJX on the low, that's earnings, but notice value is not running today. Everything is in the green, the Dow is in the red. So everything that we talked about with the whole staple outperformance, that's not real today. Or wait, by Euro close, watch if the staples flip, and then we start watching tech sell off. But yeah, tech is doing good today. I mean, even Tesla's up, Disney going up, First Solar. That's another earnings. Again, lows too. NVIDIA, Starbucks flush. A little bit, down by 0.6. We're not, again, today is a lot calmer off the morning. That's all I'm saying here. So be mindful of that. Bob options are still closed. Watch K-Web and then watch oil too. Bonds going up. Banks on the high. Yeah, XLF holding. Some are doing better than others. Again, I don't think Bob is open. Bob is up another 4. Damn. LYV on the high. SMCI is flipped. Again, Intel's starting to work its way up. Very small, though. I think the premiums are moving more than the stock. Ralph Lauren on the high. SPY, XPEV. So, again, high-low ticker balanced out. Copper miners on the rise. Yeah, Freeport's still holding up. Again, Baba option chain open now. And then Ford ripping. Again, GM. Ford doing good. GM did good today as well. Dollar Tree. Yeah, all the values are bad today, but they're trying to come up a little bit. Dow only down by 0.8. FCX chain still closed. Yeah, bonds are ripping again. This is the highest we've been on in bonds all year, but it is very important. And then again, that ties into that rate cutoff thing I was telling you. Ford is still going. Apple's down. Meta barely green. Google red. I think all big tech is down. Amazon, again, they were getting clobbered the other day. Tesla on the high. Redfin again. Humana and UNH. Yeah, UNH, Humana, any of the healthcare plays. Remember, that's another one. They're going before Staples here. So keep that one in mind. Very interesting, actually. MP still going. That's materials. Shine Bombs in talk with U.S. Treasury Besant. That's coming out now. What does it signal when SPY and bonds are up? Nothing for now. You know, there was a time in history where I could have given you an answer, but, you know, the last couple of years, I would just kind of view it broadly. I wouldn't really be looking for a consistent relationship between bonds and stocks. But generally, you know, if people are going to a safer fixed asset versus one that's not, that kind of insinuates how people feel. So awesome. What up, J-Rec? J-Rec. Yang on the high. China coming down. Tesla. Bonds and stocks going up here. TLT. K-Web, bro. Nike above 82. UPS chilling out. Hims on the high. And Citi. Again, watch those banks and Tesla. Mulan on the low. J&J, bro. Another set of... So staples are not doing good today. Some more than others. Kimberly Clark trying to move up. But yeah, so all those like Dow names that would be running every day, they're not doing that right now. So this morning is a little different than the last couple of days of sell-off. But then again, it could change by Euro close, but we'll see. Palantir, Apple buttering. Butter. Hey, the long term. So long term's doing good today. Yeah, Bitcoin's still down too. Hims on the high. Again, they did very bad yesterday. Palan up 3. SPY might break out. Dow is gone green now. So again, that value rotation, it's not really a rotation. Everything's just going up, but see if you start getting love there. Again, XLV still in the red as well. Financials, that's going to help out. Revelation Bio halted. Or no, resumed. Rev B. Insane. Already at 30 Apple puts, baby. You already know. I know, bro. You've been killing it, man. I love it. For real. News call-outs. You're posting your play. We need more like you, man. There's a lot of people, they be flexing these plays, but like... You for real be posting them all, dog. Amen. The long term is like a therapist. I mean, kind of, but I don't think the long term will ever use a postmodern philosophy to get you to hate your family. So either way, but the long term is good. It's good for you mentally. It's good for your soul, and it's good for your finances. So get a long term and save that 10%. Amen. Amen. Snap just holding. SPY going up there. We're looking good. Netflix, SMCI isn't moved. Netflix breaking out. GM is up 6 after the buyback news. Teckle. Many Teckle. Shopify starting to rally. Up $1.50 in 3 minutes. Scheinbaum revision of USMCA trade deal will probably come before planned 26 timeline. Warner Bros. No added cost for Max Premier sports and news content. So again, watch Netflix. I got something coming out on HBO. Lumen on the high, Snow, Hood, IBIT, Bitcoin going up. Everything's running now. So be on watch. I mean, again, this is a lot different than the last couple of days, but you are still very low on the SPY. So in a weird way, this looks good, but generally you're not even higher than yesterday. So we need to like really hold this, but momentum looks good. Low ticker, the bonds. Actually, bonds are going red now. Just need a little follow through. Futures at VWAP, UTI on the low. The UTI dumping. That was a wick. It came back. Garmin on the high. Yeah, Garmin's up 3 now. Where's Axon? So they had good earnings. They came down. XLF chilling. SMCI chilling. Copper plays have kind of faded. PLTK, SPY near the high of the day. Honestly, if we just get back up to 6,000 SPX. So sadly, like I'm saying, you were here near the close. This is good to be here, but like you need to get above 5,992 and you need to go to 6,000. Otherwise, if we don't, I mean, it may feel good and it's at least not selling off, but I mean, I don't think you're going to change this range that we're in. Yeah, Robinhood's up 5, dude. They're waking up. Dave on the high. Microsoft on the high now, too. TSM waking up even more. Guild on the low. Hey, yo, Guild. I don't know if it was earnings or not, but they're starting to sell down, too. There's 3-cent options. I'm not going to take it. Somebody already grabbed them, but I don't know the headline. Could just be a dud or like a post earnings. Apple's down 2. I'm checking Guild. There's only one option. Now it's gone. Guild, Pharma, double-digit revenue. Reports EMA validated parallel review. Yeah, it wasn't earnings. So they got something going on. And then I think they had a Europe approval the other day. Yeah, bro. Apple down 2. Again, remember yesterday, everybody was asking if that's holding up. SMCI flush in. That one's going to be a dud. I thought I snaked it. Oklo up 9. Again, those guys got murdered the last couple days, so they're coming back up now. Watch Constellation, Oracle on the high. Yeah, even Constellation going up 4. Intel moving. Let's see. AppLovin. Intel, again, we need to get back up to 26, but it's doing good. AppLovin, again, short report. They're down 15. They're about to hit a new low now, so that is continuing. HD on the low. And then Lowe's, they had good earnings, but they sold off the gain. Not bad. Sold Walmart. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Your first red. Pray that you don't sell off 1% in 20 minutes. Because that's what's happened every other day. So again, cash open. Even remember yesterday, first 30 minutes, it looked like we were doing something different. And then that changed. So be on the lookout here now. Getting your first red. High ticker is still very active, but it's a weird remix of yesterday. This time you don't have the value rotation. So if we do sell off today, value doesn't come back up. Today will be a lot more risk off. But then again, everybody is waiting for your boy NVDA. So don't forget about that. Yeah, bro, the Intel premiums are high today. I don't know after that little back and forth, but literally Intel premiums are like juiced. Even though the stock, again, even like far out the money ones. Dollar's slightly up today. So not bad, but that's why kind of a little bit more risk on. Like I'm saying, if we start getting no value rotation, SPY dump, and then dollar up, it'll be a little bit, this might be the final one. But like I'm saying, we have NVIDIA, so I don't know if we'll move too much. But then again, We have seen some wild pre-earnings moves before. Tesla chilling. Decker's on the high. Yeah, Decker's is up by 3.3. The nose wire, baby. Yeah, like the video. Like the video. It's good for you. You could do it. All of you could do it now. I'd love to give you the news wire. We'll free up the Chad from members only. Otherwise, I don't know. Dell going up. I like that one as a sympathy, but they are expensive. Again, though, I do think NVIDIA's sympathies will be the set-all, be-all. There's PEG. Thought that was Pepsi. Public service. SPY coming back up after that. ICL on the low. Small cap down 10 and Flushing. Adabe on the high. First Solar going up and Energy. Again, they had news or earnings today. I think NVIDIA, there's a chance that this earning is going to be big because they haven't moved more than what they priced in a year. However, I have no idea. I think it's just it could either be hot, cold, or in the middle. It's really going to affect the whole broad market, or it'll be so underwhelming they just kill premium and then we go back to responding to data. Oh, you have the peach. Bradley Frizzle in the peach, ladies and gentlemen. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. Oh, man. That's amazing. Are you kidding? Thank you, my brother. Wow. Wow. Don't tell me about consistency. They don't know about that peach. Wow. That's amazing. Well, God bless you, baby. The peach. Doesn't matter what NVIDIA does. The peach was before NVIDIA. The peach will be after. The peach was before AI. It will be after it. Man, like the video. They don't feel me. They don't feel me, bro. JetBlue on the high. Again, NASDAQ up by 0.5. Dow is flirting with break even. Literally reverse of yesterday. Yeah, JetBlue. That candle's big. JetBlue, my friends. JetBlue. Fuck, I hit the wrong button. Did I do it? I think I hit the wrong button. All right, we'll see. All right, no, I got one. Nice, very small. But yeah, JetBlue up 2.5, 3 now. I don't see any of the other airlines. That could be something. I'm just speculating, though. Delta, they're all killing it. Yeah, but JetBlue has the big one. Oh, wait, I think I just saw something. Fly, Zoom info. I just saw that. Nothing in the long term. No, we have 2 deposits in the long term. APLD. So yeah, watch, see where that leads us. And then SPY near the high again. You had that little pullback. If we could get out of that, again, it'll be nice. Baba on the high now, too. IWM. Baba's starting to wake up. They're up 5. So, again, that's going to be good. China even had some stimulus stuff. K-Web climbing. Again, 4% now on JetBlue. I have no idea what it is. I just think it's going to be something. I will double check right now. China popping. I don't see shit. All right, well, we'll wait till that shows up. Baba to 300. Dude, I've heard people talk about that. That's the crazy part. AppLovin still dying. New high on the SPY. And then now you got Meta going up too. They're up 1.5. This is looking good now. Again, literally, it's been 5 days of selling off. So if these names come up, that'll be good. Yeah, DG and Dollar Tree came down too. Very interesting. Lowe's tariffs not expected, explicitly included in guidance. Interesting. Yeah, app keeps going down. High ticker is almost fully gassed, though. And pay attention, bonds are going down. So this is different than the last couple of days. You're literally watching a little advance while the bonds chill out rather than people buy the bonds and then that's it. U.S. looking to import more than 770 million to 100 million eggs to address the shortage. That is a headline right now. Agriculture Secretary. We are looking to import 100 million emergency eggs. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Not an egg tariff. We just need eggs. They said we need as many eggs as possible. And then SPY ripping. Again, China woke up. Airlines moving around. Big tech is looking good now. And that's going to be it. Just take notes of the chips. There's Intel. Again, healthcare staples are not doing good today. So everything everybody rotated to the last couple of days, they are going down. Rollins discusses plans to address egg price shortages. So now XLV. So hold on. XLV running. Disney at the high. High ticker's almost fully gassed. Again, you are high. Hamas prisoner media office says preparations begin in hospital in Gaza's Khan Yunis to receive Palestinian prisoners. BP takeover note. Remember, we've got this a couple times from Elliott. So where was it? It was like right around here. So be mindful of it. I don't know how that one's going to play out. That one's going to be tricky. But eyes on watch. Baba, there's SPY. Now JD. Again, more Baba, bro. 141 again? That's kind of insane. So, yeah, bro, it just gapped down, rocketed back up. You're now $3 from the highs. So that's good. That means our long term's going to fucking love it. Because remember, Baba brought us down the other day. Yeah, long term's killing it now. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Xi Jinping. McKesson, that's another one. Remember McKesson and Merck. Yeah, high ticker is very active right now. And again, we're moving up, bonds lower, and then staples down. This is literally the opposite now of those little sell-offs. So just see when it stops. It's pretty much this last until Euro close, and then we flip. Or if you make it past Euro close, then that'll be the vibe leading into the earnings. And then there's Baba now. So China's on fire. Again, that could end too by Euro close, but for now, started with good news in China, came down a little bit and held, and then now China is pretty much outperforming on the day. Again, I don't know if Bitcoin's still up or down. Intel premiums are up, so I don't know about it. I have an out of the money play that's up 30% right now, which it should be down. So I don't know if I would double dip. JD going, another China play, up 8. Again, Pinduoduo's up 4. Futu, Meta's on the high. Futu's up 11. Jeez. TSM going. Those plays just have wide spreads. Oh, no, they let those come down. That was a bad move yesterday. Then SPY going up more. Yellow on the high. Woo! Oh, come on, TSM. That's crazy. So TSM recovered all of yesterday's loss, but the plays are down. Now Meta's getting more volume. Again, get ready. So that's it. You just have big tech playing along today. So yesterday, remember, last couple days, Meta, Google, all of them been getting worked. Snow juicing. SPY's still running. Yeah, bro. Intel's still climbing. So watch out for that again. SPY hit that high. See how long it lasts. Bro, value's on the low. Intel breaking out. New high of the day. Literally Kimberly-Clark, Pepsi, Merck, Kenvue, Cigna, Procter & Gamble, all on the low. These are all the value plays that were going crazy in the morning. Big volume on Intel. Hold on. I don't know if that's fake or real. Could have been a block trade on Intel. I just saw 1 million shares go through, but then it disappeared. And then Rollins in talks with 3 to 4 countries on egg imports. New home sales data can move us, yes. Again, the market is hypersensitive now to data because of this stagflation shit. Is that legit? Yeah. 9.4 million dark pool on Intel. So that was legit. Yeah, someone just put fat shares on Intel. All right. Let me go to the bathroom. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. We've been here for 30 minutes. Real cult news on Twitter. God bless America. Meta still. And SPY. And the SPY. Yallah.
You do have some positioning turning to kind of wagers on lower yields. Not everybody, of course. There's still those shorts out there, but you're starting to see that pick up. But, there's a lot of cross currents, and, I think there's still a mix of views out there, as always.
Yeah, well, I'm going to ask you a really hard question. I asked this to Mike McKee the other day as well. How does the Fed make policy around the different narratives in the market right now? Because on one hand, you have fears about sticky inflation, of course, tariffs coming down the pike. That would speak to maybe holding rates. But at the same time, you have, at the back end, growth fears materializing in a big way. I don't know how you thread that needle.
Yeah, now let's see. I didn't hear what Mike said, so I hope I don't get myself in trouble. But I think that's a problem now. But for now, it seems like just by going through the Fed speak, I'm not a Fed whisperer, but they seem to still be saying, hey, kind of we have time to go slow. We're a little bit troubled by inflation, even though they think it's going to come down. They haven't really come out wholeheartedly and saying, hey, we're worried about growth, which they were for a while, right? It seemed like Chairman Powell was worried about the labor market. Now he keeps saying it's holding in pretty solid. But like you said, the market is trading real time off some of this data that's showing some signs of slowing and some concern that maybe what the new administration in Washington is going to do is going to actually hurt growth. So I think we're really watching the Fed rhetoric, and we have the Fed's favorite inflation data on Friday. So if that keeps coming down, then like the folks at Morgan Stanley were saying today, that that might give the market some more mojo for yields to go lower. But if inflation is somehow sticky on Friday, it shouldn't be, because the math kind of lays out from the other inflation figures we've had. But I think, Katie, you're going to see the Fed continuing to say, hey, we're kind of going slow. They really don't want to fail on inflation. But you're right. It's a little bit of a sticky wicket they have to balance. Right. But so far, they're not screaming concern on the economy.
All right, Liz, it's always great to speak to you.
She said
That, of course,
sticky
is
wicket?
Liz Capel McCormick. And it's a nice
Fuck does that even mean?
Janali, that today is the most important day of our lives until Friday. And that's when inflation takes the stage.
Right.
Yes.
Days ahead, and I do want to point viewers.
Oh, I did it again?
That Liz wrote a little earlier this week.
Fuck, my bad.
But then there's also
Yeah, so did you guys just hear me go pee? You should have heard that then. That's because I muted the, what's it called? Like, any outside ones. I think it's because it's through E-Trade. Bum, ba 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 bum, ba 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 bum. Well, that's good. I got to listen. I hope you heard it. No, I'm kidding. All right, bonds a little bit at the bottom. And so they're trying to move up. But see, again, that relationship, SPY, bonds, what we dealt with yesterday, that'll be important. And then Tesla shares up 1.5. Yeah, BP says they plan to exit 10% of the company owned by retail sites by 2027. Again, Intel, that was weird. All that volume, there was some options, and then it came down. Did she say sticky wiki? I know, I heard something like that. Amazon running. So, again, Amazon and Meta, that's just enough to lift you up. Again, they got destroyed yesterday, the last 4 days. So, yeah, remember, Amazon was down 4 yesterday, then came back up. Intel coming back down. Nibis on the high, up 8. And then, again, Oklo, all the value. KHC, Cigna on the low. Boot. My goodness. Affirm now. Now Nike. So, again, Nike was looking good. Every value play is gone now. So, again, this is probably going to be for the growth. Where's China? There's Nibis going through the high. Again, Amazon, Meta, Google, all killing it. No, Nike. I mean, again, a lot of people forget Nike was at like what 90 something at the beginning of. They just had those stupid earnings. They had all of the hype. Oh no, was it? Oh, I'm tripping. When was it at 90? That was September, and then they had that bad earnings, and then Broadcom and Root on the high. Root kind of ripping 4%. Literally just popped up $1. Who was the other one? And then Oklo, Amazon, and Broadcom. That's the other one. Egypt rejects proposal to administer Gaza Strip. Oh, let's go, Deck. I see. Dude, that's crazy. You're really out here, bro. That's a great business, too, man. I know a couple people who dominate in that. They do it in Canada. And it's fire. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Keep working. Oh, wow. New home sales down 10.5. Estimate was down 2.6. So new home sales 657 versus 680. So don't let the numbers shock you. Again, that's what I realized yesterday is that some of you guys are like, oh my gosh, it's getting clapped. And it is, but just don't forget the number. The number is still 600,000 homes. So technically you're off by like 30,000 homes. But then again, that number is now 10.5 month over month. So yeah, last time October, you had a couple this low, but pretty bad. I'm surprised bonds aren't going up and then SPY's ignoring it. So like I was telling you, when the market is sensitive doing value, it really responds to the data. I thought it would today, but now it's not. So see, because that was bad data, but bonds did not go up. Hamas says it will release bodies of 4 Israeli hostages tonight. 2-year ticked up. Yeah, long end didn't really like it. I'm surprised the market, though. It's good. You don't want the market. Now Google. So Google's now green. All the big tech is coming back to life now. Not bad. The yen. Talking about yen. All right, SPY holding up. Meta again, all big tech. Teladoc on the high. Even Expedia now too. Dollar pop. So that's not good because you just had bad data. Bonds didn't take it. Dollar's still kind of just holding, but watch if we get a data reaction. And then again, see the impact there from now mega caps moving. And then oil rocketing. Not really, but it's just going green. But now it's getting a first green candle. Intel again. They didn't drop the premiums after that little block trade. So some people started sweeping, and then the premiums, though, they didn't move up. Okay, Intel doing it again. And SPY, now the bonds. Again, watch Meta, Google, Amazon. How about Baba? See if China, again, we might have to take turns with China. Micron and WDC, another set of chips at the high breaking out. And then Mobileye now going too. So keep eyes on Intel. SPY pressing, it is. Again, Mobileye still going and Intel. I kind of want an Intel play, but they just usually suck. The TSMs are coming back to life. BNY bank deal with OpenAI. And then there's Google. BNY. BlackRock Municipal. Dash on the high. Oh, Jassy, Amazon is investing more in AI than any other company. Maybe that's why Intel's going up. Remember, a couple months ago, there was a big deal between Intel and Amazon. But literally, Amazon right now, Jassy's saying they're investing more in AI than anybody. Yeah, BNY, America's oldest bank, signs multi-year deal with OpenAI. And then Zelensky. Bro's on the high too. Again, SPY still holding data. Honestly, you might just ignore that. Get your relief rally. And then it's going to be all about NVIDIA. That's the thing that sucks is if everything rallies today and then NVIDIA does bad. I mean, there you go. But then if we rally and then they do good, that'll offer some chilling out of the situation. Temp is getting relief. There's Google on the high. Yeah, Temp is up 5 now. And then again, Oklo and some of the other energy plays doing very good. Staples are the loser. Healthcare kind of hanging on. And then financials did good today too. So don't forget about that. DraftKings on the high. Again, Oklo on the high as well too. Treasury Department updates Iran-related designations. And then make sure you guys are up to date on the stream. There is a delay. Or there is the DVR. And then like the video. Wow. We're almost there, Chad. We're almost there. You know what I'm saying? We're almost there. So I'm kind of down. 10-year yield steady after new home sales data. You got a Glorilla ad. Wow. That's because you didn't like the video. They know. They're like, well, that'll sell them. DaVita on the high. DVA. Again, didn't Buffett sell out of them? No, I think O had bad earnings. They were down, and then now they're popping up. But yeah, they're on the high again. Real estate hasn't done too bad with all the bonds. Katos, a lot of people are talking about that one. Defense, I think even Donald Trump Jr. as well. You like the video? Good. We're almost there. I mean, hey, you want the newswire? You want non-members only Chad? You like the video. Otherwise, don't like the video if you want the opposite. That's totally fine as well, too. I leave the choice to the people. You know, let the people have the choice. Okay, Intel coming back up. The premiums suck, but so are you, baby boo. EA on the high. Enphase now, too. So, again, a couple of energy plays moving. Big tech leading. Honestly, you'll sell once big tech comes down. If Google, Meta, all that. Enphase candle here at the high. Now to the money. I mean, I think you got a better purchase. You waited till I got clapped. And I think that worked out a lot better. So mine are coming up today, but I got squashed on the Monday ones. But I'm glad we kept it small. Iran has enough highly enriched uranium for 6 nuclear weapons. IAEA report says nuclear escalation comes as nuclear talks appear distant. You prefer non-members only mode? Well, that's fine. Just don't like the video then. If you want me to keep it non-members or members, you just don't like the video. You see what I'm saying? So that way everybody gets a voice. Utilities on the high. And then somebody just brought up, oh, that keeps going. Yeah, I don't know why XLU. SPY just wicked up. Apple is just staying chilled. UNG on the low. Edit popping. Yes, ma'am. It's weird. I'm glad we made it free. That was crazy. So it's still, I think it's still higher than where we bought it, but hopefully you had a chance to make that free. There might be some good biotech soon. We'll find out. Amazon is built or building over 100 generative AI features. So again, I'm waiting for Intel. So see if Amazon says anything, because again, that Intel deal with Amazon is massive. Am I going to keep DVR on today? Yeah, I can. Do you guys want me to turn it off? Please. Please. Okay, your wish has been granted. You got to refresh, though. You got to refresh. You like DVR? I'd like it, too, because then I could just be like, go back. And that way it makes things a lot easier. But then somebody's going to be like, good morning, Josh, at market close. Bitcoin bounced to NVO on the low. High ticker gassing again. My brother, you're higher than yesterday. So get ready. We got to get past 6,000. You get past 6,000, you're going to go to like 60-20 and then 60-30. And then we'll be good. And then if NVIDIA messes it up, you die. If NVIDIA is good, you rise. Just like that. Okay, Intel's back up. And then are you ready? The premiums are cheaper. So until that changes, but essentially out of the money premiums are cheaper. Intuit did have earnings. They guided up and did good. PFSI on the high. SPY still holding, bonds lower. ECB posed to approve Commerce Bank investment. And then acquisition of Infinera by Nokia. I don't know how NVIDIA will do good. I mean, I will tell you this. People, they are going to try to spin the DeepSeek narrative. That's all I know. So I don't know how it's going to be. It's been a year since you've had a major NVIDIA move. But it's kind of clear that they're going to they have to talk about DeepSeek. And they're going to try to make it seem like it's a good thing. That's what I do know is going to happen. Everything else is a toss-up. The bonds are done. Well, remember, just depending on how we rally, that could determine, whether or not they give up a lot. And just the last couple days, the fear, the bond bid, like I'm telling you, I can't stress it enough. You went from pricing in less than one rate cut, and then 5 days later, you're now pricing in almost 3, at least 2. And that's a very, very big difference. SPY going up there, bonds lower. But for now, today, it does seem SPY up, bonds down. That is the inverse of the last couple of days there. So, yalla. All right, XLU. And then Meta, all the big tag. That's it. Look at the high ticker. What time is it? Let's give you a checkup. What do we got? So, Dow Jones was the lagger this morning. You still have 17 names in the green, 13 in the red. NASDAQ 100, 67 in the green, 34 in the red. And then S&P 500, 315 green, 180 in the red. Not bad. Not bad at all. And then, SMCI woke back up. I think they just wanted to kill the premiums there. I think my play held up. Yeah, they did. So, I didn't get too bad of a fill. Amen. A listener for 6 months. Thank you for the dedication. You're an inspiration. Jake from State Farm is an inspiration, baby. That's the man, the myth, the legend right there, baby. So God bless. But I'll just tell you this right now. I really want all of you to get a long-term, please. And thank the veterans. Don't thank me. But at the end of the day, I've been here for half a decade, and I have learned that a lot of words are hollow. And you have to get a long-term or all of this is a waste. And like I talked about yesterday, I think this is very strict. But hear me out. If you are trading short-term options that are gambling and you are using more than 10% of your long-term deposit to do those plays, I am going to start preparing your funeral because it's just bad. It's not going to work. So that is something I brought up yesterday. I know it's very strict, and I think you guys could do better than that. But at the end of the day, I think that's an easy rule if you're having any trouble being like, hey, am I gambling too much? Very simple. If you're using more than 10% of your long-term deposit on short-term plays, that tells you a lot. So let's go, baby. There you go. If that's it, man, I want to bring that to life, man. Amen. So that's good, bro. I love it. And keep, if you have the trading experience, keep running it up, back it up, just balance control. It is something that's going to be crucial to survive whatever these next couple of years have for us. Japan Pocket Talk to debut phone-based instant translation. No idea what that is. Majority Leader Thune, they'll meet Thursday with Treasury Secretary Bessent at White House. It's so much more fun. It's not. Do you know what's fun? I could do anything I want in my life. It's the funnest thing in the world. I could go get on a plane, take my girlfriend wherever she wants. I could go buy any car I want. I could go buy any house I want. I could go do anything I want. That's what long-term wealth will do. It's more fun than anything. So trust me, whatever you think is fun right now is not. What's going to be fun is when you get that long-term, you get your house, and you're going to have more freedom than you could think. And I promise you, you're still going to be young. So money is fun, son. I hope you made your mind up. Amen. That's all I'm saying, bro. You eat shit for a couple years, and you'll do whatever you want in the future. That's the whole point with the long term. That's what I'm saying. Some of you, you had to save. It was boring. You had to miss out, but you stuck with it. And now you got a down payment. Now you got a house coming your way. You see what I'm saying? You could go from $36,000 a year to $500,000 in assets by the end of this year. Eat shit for a little bit and get whatever the fuck you want, man. That's it. That's how I feel. SMCI now, options are ripping. Wish you sold more premium. I know, but like I said yesterday, I'm down to sell credit spreads on the call side, but selling a put right now, probably top 10 dumbest things you could do, to be honest. It all depends on the play, but remember, bond. I'm an old man. And if you got 5% bond yields, like, you know what I'm saying? Why would we sell any cash secured puts right now? It won't make, but credit spreads, I'm down. So maybe I have to explore those, but I like the cash for anything else. Amazon Pano says Alexa has undergone re-architecture. My email is tradingfraternity@gmail.com. My portfolio is balanced. It is. I'm glad. I think some people got to realize that in the last couple months. You know, our portfolio, it held up with the market last year. There has been times where it underperformed, but now you finally see when the market's not just NVDA, our portfolio holds up very well. We get everything. We have balance. We got growth, value, dividends. And that's the thing. Remember, we're still getting paid a dividend. So whatever outperformance you see on the long term, don't forget, we're still yielding like 4 or 5%. So now, again, I still have We've completed our goal. So on both long terms, don't forget this, both long terms, we are collecting 2 extra deposits a year. So my dividend on the small account is $600 a year. The dividend on the big account is $6,000 a year. Right? So think about it. If we deposit $300, $3,000, that means at the end of every 12 months, we actually have 2 extra deposits coming in. So that's the beauty of it. And yeah, when Meta starts coming down, everything else comes up. And then vice versa. The other stuff comes down, Baba comes up. Baba comes down, the other stuff comes up. And that's why, I mean, again, right now the NASDAQ Inspire, they haven't really moved this year, but I believe our portfolio is up like 10% or something. It's kind of wild. But that's what I was telling you guys, and that's what you got to think about over the next couple of years. Go with the right play, go with the right stuff for a couple months, even maybe a year and a half. It may not look like it's doing something, but if you're building your portfolio in the right way, whenever the market shifts, you're going to be ready, right? You know, last year and a half, you didn't see Baba do anything. You didn't watch these value stocks do nothing, right? Thankfully, we had growth, but that's the whole idea, is that you want to be set up for that as you get those shifts. So take note, you're melting up. We're above 6,000. This is the level. So as long as we hold above here, we're good. 6,008 to 6,030. That'll be the next point, and then just see if it holds. But take note, if the bonds start catching a bid, Netflix on the high, and Meta as well too. All right, Roblo. Selling puts that are up? What do you mean? Are you? I was talking covered, cash secured puts, selling premium. So you agree to buy a stock at a certain price to collect the premium. That is a really bad idea right now. Why? Because most places are going to give you the same return as a bond yield. But then look at how extreme the market is right now. You have a wide range, big value moves, big tech. Why would you want to lock in the price for 4% or even a little higher? You're better off just getting your bond yield, not losing anything, and then if a stock drops 30%, you could just go buy it for way more. You don't have to lock yourself in. VCR, Shopify keeps going up. And Carvana and Dash. Yeah, no, I mean, this is just the relief, man. That's it. It's a relief of the last couple of days. Their version of Bill, I did not. But at this point, bro, that Fidelity money market, fire. Or if you have anybody just giving you a money market cash, you get 4% instead of 4.5, but dude, it's so chill. Like, it is actually the chillest thing ever. I was looking at our portfolio. That's why I'm like, dude, I don't have to do anything. Romania far-right candidate Georgescu charged in election probe. Tesla on the low. So out of any of the plays that have recovered today, Tesla is actually giving it up now. And then bonds going through the low. You like your CDs? Your CD accounts? What do you like print out your MapQuest directions on your way to the bank? You got a CD account, you boomer? So my mom has. No, I'm messing with you. You're Romanian? I met a Romanian the other day. I was like, I never meet Romanians. I didn't know you were Romanian, Florida. That's dope. I like Romanians. Romanians go hard. I fuck with them. RNAS paused the volatility. TVTX. What's this? Travere. Was it Andrew Tate? No. I don't know. I mean, can I say this respectfully? I think Andrew Tate's kind of a little yeah, I don't know. I think he's whack. I was going to say something a little more mean, but yeah, I don't know. He kind of creeps me out. Amazon announces rebuilt AI assistant Alexa with generative AI. Tesla down. Again, they keep flushing. All right, first little red. Bonds went down first. Let's see what happens with this one. Do I respect him for the money he made? No. What? Because again, the only person that like I respect, who I don't really like as a human, but they made a lot of money. You guys hate this every time I say it too. Watch like a couple of chads, like Republican chads, they're gonna fucking stab me for this. But I respect George Soros. I actually, this is gonna be weird, but I like George Soros in many ways. Yeah, I actually look up to him in certain ways. I think he's a terrible human, and I don't trust him. I know. See, look at you guys are like, what? He's just smart, bro. I don't know. Like that, you have to realize when I was young and I started getting into macro and the currencies, like, do you realize like he comes up? Yeah, you like because you hate humans? No, I love humans. Sometimes it just depends, but that's why that's the only guy that like he made a lot of money. I don't like him as a human, but I do respect some of the stuff he's done. And again, he's a smart man, and what he did, I mean, with currencies and money, I've learned a lot from it. Yeah, I told you, people get mad when I say it, especially my Republican followers. They get fucking batshit confused. They're like, "What the fuck did you just say, Josh?" I'm like, "I know. He broke the pound, bro. He broke the pound again." Mm-hmm. That one confuses you, I know. Again, I just remember being like, what, 14, 15 years old and looking up money and shit. And he would come up a lot, and I looked at what he did, and I remember learning things and seeing it, and I was like, ah. So, yeah, I mean, as I've gotten older, I don't really like what he does, and I've seen stuff, but that man knows money. He is one of the, do you know how Hugh Hendry, how he's like three people know money, and he's one of those people. I think George Soros actually understands how fucked up and how the money system works. That's the one. You just came across 3,000. You were thinking of putting it all in MO. Well, here's the beauty. If you just sit on it in cash, you'll get half of the yield for now. But I don't like MO at these prices. Again, we bought it at $39. I don't really like it at these high levels. So is now a bad time to ask you to like the video after I just told you about Soros? Because we only need 500 more and we're there. You'll get non-members chat and a nice little wire. And it's early still. So it's only 7:30, man. We can knock this out. President Trump, I hope the House and Senate are able to agree on making tax cuts permanent. Bybit hacked because compromised of Safe's infrastructure. Oh, dude, did you guys see the damn NSA thing? That was crazy. They fired all of them. I can't believe it. There's like a secret, like, it's kind of like a Bloomberg chat. Dude, I can't believe that. That blew my mind. Bro, there's like a intelligence, like, information sharing, like, message board for, like, the NSA and CIA. Yeah, you could go see it, and, like, people were talking about, like, they were just having sex talks pretty much, and, like, stuff about gender, but it was, like, weirdest location for that to ever happen. But yeah, I think they all got fired. AT&T going up. Palantir, dude, look at that Tesla flush. And SPY now coming down. So look, bonds flushed, came back up. SPY started to go down with the bonds, and then now look at where we're going. If I could pick a name to put in my long term today, what would it be? I would have done it already. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys as of late. Hold on, we got oil numbers. Minus 2.3 million crude oil inventories. Estimate was gain of 2.4. Cushing 1.2 million versus 1.4 previous. 3M still going up. That's like your only value play. I think they had an update. Crude oil inventories minus 2.3. Estimate was gain of 2.4. Gasoline 369 inventory. Estimate was draw of 1.4. Distillates 3.9 million. Estimate was draw of 2.7. That seems like a fat oversupply, but then the crude dropped, but then distillates and gasoline were oversupplied. I don't know. That's weird numbers. Well, maybe a Chad oil guy could weigh in. I don't know how to interpret that one. And oil's already below 70. Nike on the high again. Remember, they sold off. SPY still holding. I don't know why Tesla dropped. But yeah, like I was telling you, just I hope you guys are ready to be patient. And please, like, unless you have a lot of cash, get ready to be patient. Our portfolio is perfect right now. And that's kind of how I feel about things. It's just like, quite simply, some of you are asking, like, what would you buy right now? I have money. I have cash. I have another deposit coming in a couple days. I have money. So if I wanted to buy, if something really looked good right now, I would be buying it. But I'm not. I mean, I have what I want. I have a small amount of cash. I'm going to wait to keep building it up. But for now, there's a couple names I want. And you should know about all of them. But I'll buy it when I'm ready to go with it. And that's what I'm saying. Just unless you have only cash, I wouldn't be forcing anything right now. Because again, the values are starting to get expensive. You had time to get them cheap. Growth is still working its way out. And then we have so much we could get into. So, like I'm saying, stack up. If you have a lot of cash, go for the value plays that are down. There's some great names. But if you don't, if you have 20% or less on cash, I would be waiting and chilling. If you have a good built-out portfolio right now. It's hard being patient. I know, but you got to do it. That's what I was saying yesterday. Just like everybody just wants to do something, bro. I don't know why. Like, trust me, the right time, the right place, let it come to you. But everybody wants to chase. Everyone's trying to, like, instead of waiting for a good name, some people will settle for 10 years and be like, fuck it, let's just do this. You know what it reminds me of? I hate to give you guys a Bible story if we're not on members only. But do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that Bible story where homeboy trying to get married. And he like, I'll work for you for a year. And then he swaps out the sister. And then he keeps doing. I feel like some of y'all you just are willing to settle for whatever you get right now. And you're like, fuck it, I don't want to wait for a good growth or value. Let's just do this. But before you know it, you'll be waiting 7 years to get the one that you want. So just wait. I wouldn't overwork it. So that's why I'm like, just don't settle for, what you want. And if you try to force it, you're going to end up with working for the 3 you don't want until you get to was it Leia, Rachel? Yeah, so there you go. Let it happen, man. Let it happen. But that's why don't force it. Stack up. Unless you have a lot of cash, you have no reason to be going crazy right now. And that's what I'm saying. So if you're still 1-2 deposits, just wait. Let it come to you, my friend. Let it come to you. U.S. East Coast crude stockpiles fell in the latest week, lowest since October 23. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. The long term, just let the good opportunities. We had a shot. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine, bro, for the last 6 months, I have been very clear about buying value, and now they've all went up. So that's why I'm saying, unless you got a good value name, now you wait. And trust me, we'll be making moves in a couple months, God willing, but you're going to want a good name in this environment, especially if you're already leading. So again, unless you ignored everything and did not put your money to work, you shouldn't be forcing anything right now. Now, if you have more than 50% cash, again, Pfizer, UPS, good value names that are still low. But again, a lot of them have moved a lot just in the last couple of days. That's my problem. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you could make your plan, stick to it, and do it early, you're going to be better off. Don't do it when it starts moving. Again, you could have got UPS 5% lower. You could have got Hershey's fucking damn 20% lower. You know what I'm saying? Even Pfizer's came up 7%. So and there's some good ones still. But all I'm saying is just know where the good value is if you have a lot of cash. And if you don't, you wait and you're going to get some good names. Remember, we didn't build this overnight. None of the success that we have in the long term is not a result of, oh, damn it, I missed one. No, it's little by little. Let it come to you, and then you'll be good to go. So you don't really, I wouldn't add unnecessary pressure or uneasiness to your future when, again, we're just going to be riding through it, bro. All right, Meta is going back up. That's going to help a little bit. You just had that little mini sell-off from the high. Bonds were tweaking, but now you have bonds higher and then the market higher. So that's good. Just see if it lasts. Italy economy minister calls for EU joint debt issuance to boost defense spending. AMD. I like AMD, just not now. That's why, we talk about it a lot. But I think AMD is a good company. I just think it's you could get way better value Intel. And then I'll buy AMD if it ever dies. But it needs to die a little bit more. I'm not really cool. I would have bought these prices back then if I liked it. I remember AMD at 50 when we bought Meta, but at the end of the day, I like AMD a lot, but I wouldn't be buying it right now. Paragraph 5 years in the market. Hit the likes. We're almost there. But don't like the video if you want to keep it members only. I'll leave that up to you guys. Yeah, where's Alibaba? That's helping out the long term. Again, Tesla had that weird sell-off. And the video, watch out for that if that breaks. SMCI plays are up from the morning. Very interesting. SMCI just filed. They're going to be able to stay listed. They finally got their delayed 10Q. Bro's on the high too. Bro's volume actually. Hey, yo, Bro's at the high. you're down 100 on AMD. Should you go ahead and sell or hold? So I don't do that. I could only help you out with the long term. So the best thing is like long term, it doesn't matter if you're up or down. We hold for 10 years. So there's no such thing as selling until you're 10 years older. But other than that, you're on your own. I wish I could help, but unfortunately, a lot of volatility. Markets are crazy. Until there's clear-cut plays, I would be long-terming it up and make your life simple. News on Apple. They had that vote yesterday. They're not getting rid of the DEI, and then they said that they're expanding, I believe, one of their factories or like investments. But again, they led the other days while we were going down, and now we recovered a little bit, and now they're going down. So look, SPY trying to get out of there, but notice the bonds ticking up. So I don't know. This might tell us something. Be on the lookout. Sokol. Yasne. Welcome, my friend. Hey. What up, baby? Good morning. Happy Wednesday. There's NVDA. Like I was saying, that'll start to break out. That'll help this SPY. You might need bonds to go down if you want the market to go up, because every time we start climbing on bonds, it starts to get resistant. That's a big candle. I was just telling you, it's in the high right there. We just looked at it, and now it took off. Tem on the high, Ralph Lauren, DJT, and a couple of other chips. ASML now, too. NVDA. Intuit, price target raise, QVC, pause due to volatility. Zelensky says mineral deal, but many details unresolved. Yeah, bonds are flat on the day. After that rally, I got tuna videos. Watch Meta and Google. Those are on fire. Google's actually still in the red. Really, Meta and Amazon. ALKS. And Baba, too, though. I keep forgetting about that. I think China plays a very interesting role right here. Nike moving around a little, too. Holo, we have that. I'm clapped on that one. That one's getting a candle. I don't know if there's anything. And then 3M. 3M, one of the value plays, actually doing good today. Again, a lot of value sold off. Boeing on the low. Fed Barkin says government job cuts won't cause volatility in GDP. Fed Barkin talking right now. Oh, yeah, we're going to have the cabinet meeting today, too. Tem still on the high. 3M, AT&T. Again, high ticker still going. Couple names on the low. Watch the bonds. Brent settles. Where is Barkin? You don't see video? I don't either. I don't have Mr. Barkin. I only got one headline, though. One headline. DNA on the high. Didn't we see something of that on the video the last time? And then SYTA. Hood has been killing it all day. So, yeah, they're up 8. Coinbase barely up. Again, Marriott, Travel, Airbnb, Expedia all killed it. 22% long-term, 10 401k, 10% IRA, gambling, 4 years, never looking back. Wait, what's the gambling? How much gambling? Sounds good, though. Honestly, I'm telling you, man, I really think that, Chad, we could make a lot of progress here. If y'all really feel me on this whole don't use more than 10% of your long-term deposit on gambles, I think we could really do good. Yeah, 2%, there you go. Amen. I like it. I'm telling you, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all here. I'm not trying to discourage any of you. I just need you to start knocking down balance control like I have so that you could stay alive. That's it. I need that balance control. You got to play small, or you got to play like appropriate relative to what you have. So this is what I said yesterday. This is how hedge funds do it. You either buy safe assets and then gamble with a small portion to outperform, or vice versa. You have a medium strategy, and then you pad the stats with 10% of fixed income. So it's very simple. This is just pure risk management I am trying to teach you. Do you guys get it? That's all. You're going to do risky shit, that's fine. And you could find a way to do it. You could allocate a small portion of your portfolio to high loss, high gain, low probability plays. But you can't be doing it with a large amount of money relative to what you have. So if your long-term deposit is thousands of dollars, great. You could use a lot more. But if not, it's a great way to die quickly if you're not doing that. So like I'm saying, man, if y'all feel me on that, I think I could really help you. If not, you're going to just think I'm a dickhead. But I am trying to teach you guys this budget balancing, as it will help you a lot. Yeah, every long-term deposit is $236, so you should be doing $23. Yeah, and it sounds dumb. It sounds stupid. You're like, what the fuck am I going to do with $20? I mean, lately in the last couple of weeks, we've done a lot with $20, but at the end of the day, as long as if you go trade dailies with that amount, you're never going to go broke if you're using that. And then if it works, you're going to do great. It'll force you to decide, but unfortunately, although it seems very restrictive, it's enough to do stuff, but it'll work. But then again, it will keep you alive. You're not going to lose. And that's what I'm saying. You're going to walk away with something. You're going to walk away with more money. It could pad the stats. And then you have the long term. And then you're not going to get pissed with whatever happens. And then think about it. If you don't like $20 to gamble, I'm probably going to go out on a limb and say that it's your ego that doesn't like it. Yes or no? Oh, what am I going to do with $20? It's your ego. Don't despise the day of small beginnings. Yeah, it's very simple. It's all ego. If you're like, oh, well, why I could do. And then again, I'll be honest with you guys. The only way this backfires is if the market goes crazy and then you're like, I should have went bigger. People got mad at me for that. So you have to understand, this advice is still risky. Because last time I told motherfuckers this, and then Dogecoin went up, and then GameStop, they got really mad at me. And I hope you understand why. It kind of makes sense. Right? I'm over here telling you go small, and then you just see these once-in-a-lifetime opportunities happen. So if you're not comfortable missing that, then ignore everything I'm saying because you're going to hate me. But what I am telling you will make sure you win no matter what happens. That's what I'm talking about. In the last 5 years, we have seen some of the craziest events, and we are still alive doing well. And that's all I'm saying. So yeah, in the situation where everything goes crazy and you're like, oh, I could have done this. Yeah, you're going to be mad that there was a guy telling you to be wise and go small and have control. Because if there's a small window, that's it. You're going to be getting clapped off of that. But at the end of it, you're going to get really, really mad. But in 90% of the other scenarios, you're going to walk away a winner. You get what I'm saying? So, figure that out. You could tell I've been spizzing? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Can you explain it for me? But like I'm saying, if you could listen to that, you're not going to lose. I could keep you safe. I could keep you alive. I could keep you protected. It's math. It's math. You're never going to lose more than you have. You're going to walk away with the long term. You could still take advantage of short-term plays and the news and whatever else. And then again, if you do very well, that small amount is going to add to your back end. And then that's it. So that's it. Simile to cooking? I've never heard that. Nice. I got more lingo. Spizzin'. But yeah, don't get mad at me though, because there will be a time where wise advice will look dumb as fuck. And if you're going to get mad at me for that, I don't know if you're ready for this shit. But very simple. If you are going to get mad about the 10% of opportunities you'll miss out on, then don't listen to me. But I am trying to give you something that will make you walk away with money no matter what happens. Oil could go, theoretically, I think oil could go to $40, which would be terrible for the oil industry, but good for the world. But yeah, I think that could happen. But again, that's why I'm saying it's a good thing. Take note, bonds tick up, SPY tick down, TJX post earnings on the high still. Okay, we get it. You don't get it. You're banned. Please, don't test me. I don't know if you have just came back recently, but I'm not here to be serious with you and give you guys my time. And if you joke around with it, I'm going to write you off for the rest of your life and not deal with you. It's very simple. You treat it as seriously as I treat it, I will give you everything I have. It's very simple. Very, very simple. Because remember, I'm telling you, you guys have to enjoy what you like. And I love being here for the people who take it and use it. I don't enjoy dealing with people that are rude. God did not subject me to sit here for 7 hours a day and be harassed by people. That's not what he intended. I think he intended for me to help people like I have. So those of you that joke around, I take very good. I enjoy it because now by getting rid of you, I get back to my true enjoyment. So that's all. Follow the rules. Be serious. If you're not going to be serious, I'm sure there's a lot of people who would love to sell you a prop fund, and I encourage you to go there because I want you to have an experience with those people, and maybe you'll realize what we're doing here. Amen. What if you have an account that seems to not move? Well, what was the goal of that account when you made it? That's what you got to ask yourself. So if the initial goal was hold for 10 years, I don't like changing that plan. But I'll tell you this, though. If you just got like a random piece of shit trading account that just has money, doesn't really have like a long term, and you just kind of like gamble on it, and you're like, what the fuck? It's not doing anything. I would sell all of it and then go move it to the long term. That's all. That's what I had Tim Whitman do. And that's why I said I brought it up on one of the long terms. And hear me out. If you think that you are late, you're not. Bro, Tim Whitman has been with me for years. He didn't start this till like a year or two ago. And that's it. Finally, I was very straightforward with Tim, and I'm glad that he received it. And he had an account. He had this account on Webull, I think, with all this fucking random ass shit. And I just said, sell it all, move it to a long term, and just build up little by little. And now, what, a year and a half, 2 years later, you have 30 grand. He started it with like 7 or 9 grand or something. And then started saving $200 a month. And again, now he's sitting, the same guy would be like, oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. He's sitting on fucking 30K now. And he did not start as early as everybody else. Workday CEO pumping. So if you do have like a piece of shit trading account just sitting somewhere with 2 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand, and you never really like made a goal to make it a long term, I would get rid of everything, and then I would create your long term with that. Go make a brand new account even on somewhere else, so you could clear it up, make it clean, buy and hold minimum 10 years, add your savings, and then boom, that's it. That's it. Let's see, Workday.
Future of their.
This is the CEO?
So, how are customers
He looks scary.
using it, and where do you fit in relative to, say, a Salesforce or ServiceNow, which is also...
I'm very proud of Tim. I think Tim is a great inspiration.
We manage.
Because he was pissing me off at first.
We have the cleanest.
Bro, I'd tell him to buy a long term. He would have like a whole philosophical, like fucking, he would look at his whole life and be like, oh no. And then it's Hi, and then Josh, but then he just did it, bro. And now look at it. Now he's just killing it, bro. Now he's killing it.
Exist on a unified platform. Just like in the past.
Bro, he sent me like a therapy video. Well, he was like, I think this is my problem. I'm like, no! Just do it, Tim. You have everything, Tim. Tim is a beast. The world tried to tell Tim he's not a beast. They try. That's it. That's it. Once he starts moving, they can't stop him. That's it, baby.
At the end of the day, Sarah, it comes down to data. And we got the cleanest, richest set of data across employees in the world. And now we're going to do that not just for human employees, but for digital employees.
Is that why you cut your own workforce, recently announcing 1,750 job cuts?
No, not at all, Sarah. We did a restructuring of the company because we wanted to refocus our operating expense in dollars towards the biggest priority, and that's AI. Our restructuring allows us to invest deeply in AI and help us build out this new agent system of record and our agent strategy. And in fact, I think if you fast forward 1 year from now, when we look at our workforce population prior to the restructuring, we'll actually have more employees.
Bro, Spy just. Oh, wait.
Than we did prior to that restructuring. Because we're going to reinvest
There it
back
is.
into that massive opportunity.
I keep
and the
fucking
unique
up and doing
position
that.
We have as we move towards this agentic world.
Carl, David Faber here. The federal government, to the extent it's an important component of your business or your future business, I'm wondering how you approach Doge. Is it an opportunity for you or a threat to you?
Yeah, thanks for the question, David. We see it as a massive opportunity for Workday.
Amazon
When we think
Alexa
about the
includes
federal
technology
government, a market
partnership
that
with
we had started
Anthropic.
to aggressively lean
Watch
into over the
Intel.
last
See if they
18
mention
months.
anything.
We
Dell
see
on the
that
high too.
market as ripe
And
for
gold.
disruption. The reason for that is when you look at the system, specifically the market that we address around ERP, HCM, and financials, the system is very antiquated. In fact, most of the systems are still on-premise. An on-premises solution costs a lot to support, and it's only escalating in cost. So when we think about the future and driving efficiencies in the government, we think modernizing those infrastructures, moving them to a cloud, will actually be something that will be very favorable to the entire government and fits nicely with Doge. What we don't know is when that will happen. But what I can say is spending time in DC, everyone is pulling for Workday. They want to move to our platform. They want to get off of these antiquated systems, and they want to move to the cloud with a
that was
trusted
Hubs.
market leader like
Hubs
Workday
was the
to
one that
manage
Google
both their
wanted to buy.
people and their money.
Yeah, 30
going
minutes till
forward.
Euro close.
We've
It's
got to leave it there,
interesting. We're
Carl,
already
but
up.
Thank you for joining us on a big
Cam
day
on the
for
high.
the company, for the stock. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Sarah.
Carl Eschenbach, the CEO of
BP
Workday.
says
Also
agreement
good news, David,
offers
on
better
just the state of
returns. Yeah, that was Workday. Not bad. Not bad. Shout out the long term. Yeah, man. So again, if you guys have like a trash account that's not been, again, the whole point too, please remember how I answered that question. You guys have to stick to the original intention and goal. So if you have an account that you already made a plan for, I'm not telling you to upend that. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? All I am telling you, though, is like if you have money in trading accounts that you are not really, you don't have a real plan for your wealth. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just sitting there and it's just random, whatever the fuck you feel like. Then yeah, why wouldn't you turn that to a long term? That could be your starting basis. You move it to a separate account, make it clean, no options, and then you just build little by little from it. And then that's going to be the goal. Once you make your intention, you stick with that. And that's what I'm saying. And then don't do it unless you want to do this. So don't say I'm making a 10-year plan and then only stick with it for a couple months. So again, once you say I'm doing this, you have to follow through. Otherwise, I cannot help you. Do you see what I'm saying? We have a this is the easiest plan in the world. Very simple rules. You just have to follow them and stick to them. But however, it's, as we've noticed over the years, people will do one or two, and then it just starts to deviate. Once you start spending time in the market, you'll get all these ideas, and then it goes from you understand it to now you're just asking questions, and now you're trying to find ways around the rules instead of just sticking to it. That's it. So make the plan and stick to it. If you already have a plan, I'm not advising. None of this is a recommendation. I don't think you should upend a plan. But if you don't have a plan, oh, man, I would love for you to make one. But, again, it's a 10-year commitment. But I promise you in 10 years, you're not going to regret it. Nobody, even half a decade in, nobody has regretted it. So, yeah, Intel Pop, again, I think with the Amazon, I've been saying that all day, but I don't have a play on it. The plays are shit, to be honest. Then SPY working up IGT. International games up 2. So it's not a news candle yet, but that could be something. Keep watch. UK Reeves confident trade. There's only one. There's one option for 5 cents on IGT. I'll leave it there for one of you if you want it. I'm not going to take it. I've already taken too many. There's one. I don't have the news, though. 2.5. You need 2.5% more to be another candle. All right, somebody took the 5 cents. They're gone. That's it. So let's see. But I don't know what it is. I'll check. You got one? I think I just saw you. I saw that go to 5, and then the ask went to 75. Is this gambling? Do they make slots? But yeah, I don't know what's going on. That one's still moving. Besides big call sweep. If it goes up another 2.5, you'll probably get a headline. Bank of America on the high. Hey, yo, Bank of America pop is not showing up. Yeah, they just flipped. You saw, yeah. Again, I'm down to do that. If you guys are listening, I'll call out options that I see. But again, this is going to hurt you if you're using too much money. So like I'm saying, I could still give you guys call outs and tell you which ones are there, but I'm really hoping that you're being responsible. Britain can increase trade with U.S. under Trump. Apple pin. And then Broadcom, NVIDIA again. NVIDIA at the high. SPY about to go above 600. Bro, you guys remember that daily call from yesterday? Yeah. That would have been killer. There is some news on Apple. I wouldn't call it bad, but I just think kind of reverse rotation from the other day. Do I see leaps or selling puts as a tool to sell the long term? No. That's, again, they are their own tools. I don't think leaps and selling puts are a bad thing by themselves. But you are falling for the trap. And the trap is the long term is simple. It works. Don't add anything else to it. That's all. If you want to do options, it's a separate account. I don't care if it's a leap or not. If you want to sell puts, it's a separate account. And again, right now, you're living in a once every 30, 40-year opportunity where short-term rates are so high that it doesn't really make sense to sell puts. But again, that's a different topic. It doesn't even matter. All that matters is that leaps are not long-term, and then the selling puts is not long-term. That's it. Selling puts is a great way to scale into a position if this was 5 years ago. Right now, it is not. You could disagree with me and do it. I don't care. But like I am saying, there's only been one time in my whole entire life that I have seen rates this high on the short term. So again, most things you could do it. But like I am telling you, whatever you want to do, go do it. I don't give a shit. But don't mix it with your long term. Are you guys understanding that? Because, again, the trap is that you're going to start trying to justify things for the long term. You know the rules. You know how it plays out. You're like, oh, well, a leap is like a stock, right? No, it's not. You're already breaking the rules. Right? You're like, oh, well, I held for 5 years. Why don't I just sell and then put it into this? That's not holding for 10 years minimum. Do you get what I'm saying? So just be careful. Because once you start breaking the rules, what is there left? And that's what I'm saying. Once you break the rules once, you'll break them again. I don't know if you've noticed that in life, but that's kind of the whole idea there too. If you don't respect the principles, they will not respect you. So if you don't save the 10%, that's a rule. You have to save it off top. You can't change your mind. But once you break one rule, if you don't have any principle to it, I'm sure, at that point, your long-term will slowly delve into, it started out as a long-term, now it's just whatever you feel that day. You could do ETFs if you like, but I prefer a la carte. So again, people have always asked me this for years, especially when the ETFs outperform. They're like, why don't you just buy the SPY? Because at the time we started our long-term, the SPY was at all-time highs. So I like to buy a la carte because you could get better deals. And then if there is a big move, you could outperform like we are doing now. Right? Because if I was in the SPY, we would have done nothing this year. But now we're up 12%, 15% just because we went individual names. But I'm not against the SPY. I like the SPY. We're going to build a SPY portfolio eventually. You just got to get it at the right price. Your mom says hello. Hello, Miss Canella. Mrs. Canella. I hope you got the long term too. Amen. Shout out to moms. Yeah, so IGT was like $500,000 in calls. Someone just did a sweep. No news. If I were to get ETFs, what percent? I would just treat it like a stock. It doesn't matter. But I would make sure I get it at a good price. I'm not buying the ETFs now because they're literally at all-time highs. Intel again. NVDA already $2 from the high. Damn, maybe I should have grabbed those Intels. They were dog shit. I saw one good contract. Oh, yeah, Intel, I could be tied to Amazon. They didn't even go up. Nah, bro, the Intels are scammy. Never mind. Because I'm looking at this call. Because I was looking at the one before, but this one won't even move. You can't even go up. This is out of the money, not enough time. So you need the ones with time on Intel are going up. Any short terms are hella scammy right now. And then GBD, Google loss of pulse detection has received FDA clearance and is now available on Pixel. Oh shit, what's that one heart company? Something with Google heart detection or like pulse detection. How much time? I don't know. March. I have old Intels that have premium. Even though the stock was barely moving, but anything with like a day or a week is very bad. HWH paused. Mulan resumed trading. European bank stocks up over 2.4, 16-year high. Oh, wow. 200 likes. We released the Chad. So, Chad, come on. It's still early. You could have 2 hours before Philo. Oh, man. Cam T on the high. Brandon Charles. You got the Chaz? Well, let's go, man. I don't know if I have any tinfoil. I showed you all the pretty pictures. I could just offer you the Newswire and the Chad. Then Spy on the high. Oh, I have 2 pictures I haven't showed you yet. So, yeah. Let's go, man. We need like 100 more. 100 more likes out of all these beautiful people. But again, if you don't want the members, then don't like, or the non-members, then don't like the video. It's not for you to like the video. Google says loss of pulse detection will be available in 14 countries. Again, watch anything related to like a heart detector. And then Intel at the high. Same with the SPY. Beat is a hard one. Yeah. There's another one that when Apple came out with that shit, it moved it. SPY on the high should be a Dr. Seuss book. It should be. SPY on the high. Financial media lies. You could have a long term or you could still try. If you get by, the media still lies. Even if it's down, tomorrow it's at the highs. I don't know. I tried. But either way, the likes are getting closer. I try to give you guys the push, but that's it. Everything is in your hands now. Medtronic, that's healthcare. It's coming up. I like them as value, but they came up a lot already. I believe SMCI chilled, sound in NVDA again, and Intel, and Meta. My goodness. All right. Wasn't it 1,500 for the wire? Yeah, I changed my mind. Everything is 2,000 minimum now. It might go higher, but either way, that's all I'm looking for. AMAT, NNE, more nuclear, ASML, VKTX too. Remember VKTX, we heard those rumors, and then Nibis, that's been up a lot today. Yo, VKTX, we still got a free play on that from earlier. Is that the dollar? Dell's going up. Watch VKTX. We'll see. Yeah, dollar came down. That's actually good. SPY there. It's just relief. Just keep in mind, you guys, if NVIDIA earnings is good, we keep getting relief. If NVIDIA earnings are bad, all of this gets reversed now. Okay, and you're just holding $5.99. My goodness. My goodness. $5.99. 100 likes away from the wire and freeing the Chad. But I'm going to go pee. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity.
There could be a slowdown because the market turned down. There is a certain secularity there. And this is the kind of reason why I don't believe we know what lies ahead. And my approach to investing is not based on macro forecasts, as I've said here many times.
But it is based on the credit market, and you have a pretty good window, right, into both the public and private credit market right now, and what sort of signals you're getting.
But you know what? Our investing is not based on the market. We lend money to companies that we conclude will pay us back. That has nothing to do with the market. That has nothing to do with whether prices go up or down or anything like that. And so we don't make market forecasts, and we don't act on that basis.
Is private credit still as big of an opportunity as it has been?
It's not as big as an opportunity. You get the big opportunities in investing come about because you do things that other people are unwilling to do. That's when you get the real big opportunities. People are willing to do private credit now. They're eager to do private credit. So the reward from private credit has come down, as has the reward from public credit, as has the reward from investing in stocks. You know, we went 2.5 years ago, we were in a period when people were pessimistic. Most people did not want to step forward. The few people who would step forward then had great opportunities to get bargains. Today, most people are unworried. They're perfectly willing to step forward, which means that the reward for stepping forward is less. It's just like a yin and yang kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's what you pay attention to is the sentiment, and the positioning.
That's why sentiment is important. I don't take positive sentiment.
Listen to what he's saying. But I need to go get a carbo.
I take positive.
Hold
sentiment
on, but you're breaking out more. Watch some of the chips. High ticker active. 20 minutes till Euro.
Not worried, which means they're not throwing things away, which means it's kind of hard to score bargains.
So do you view the overall equity market that way?
The overall equity market is not cheap. The S&P is more expensive than the overall equity market. The Magnificent Seven are more expensive than the S&P. Expensive, but not crazy.
Howard Marks, thank you for joining us to talk through the memo.
It's always a pleasure, and
what you're seeing.
Thank you for your questions.
And your thinking. It's a good setup ahead of NVIDIA earnings later tonight. Howard Marks of Oaktree, thanks.
When we come back today, we'll discuss expectations for NVIDIA and Salesforce after the bell, plus a look at the big trading ecosystem that's been building around NVIDIA.
And speaking of NVIDIA, the AI power names are making a comeback after yesterday's drop. We're talking names like Oklo, Vistra, Constellation Energy. They're all higher. These are the utilities that have been powering the AI data centers. Money Movers will be right back.
All right. We did it, y'all. We did it. All righty. How you living? How you living? Amazon says it partnered with AI startup Suno for Alexa Plus. I don't know what this is. A lot of Alexa headlines today. SPY doing good. Again, chips and no bonds. So now you even have bonds green, barely, but market's holding up good. This is all great. I was telling you, even with the market down, I like the bonds and oil low, but in general now, if you could still kind of have bond gains without the market paying for it, that's going to be good. And then you just need NVIDIA to confirm it. By the end of the day, Sampra, Intel. The Intel options are weird. They went up after I showed you guys, but that's it. I still think it's kind of odd. And then look at the bonds still. They're trying to move up. So we'll see. Your first gamble of earnings, you're going for it. Good luck. I hope your long-term deposit is more than $750. I hope. Otherwise, you could get the job done with one contract. Don't let them fool you. HLI on the high. Again, high ticker is actually very, very active. Oh, we got to roll that up. Yeah, watch Apple. I mean, I'd watch Meta, Amazon, and then if Google or Microsoft, but those are already very aggressive. Free the people. Oh, did we hit the likes? Let's see, TSM. Well, we're close. 20 more. That's it. 20 more likes, and then we're free. Wow. Your dad's financial advisor told him, everyone calling to sell Tesla. Your dad should probably get a new financial advisor if he has a liberal telling him to sell Tesla. But the only people selling Tesla are Europeans. But other than that, like I'm saying, I genuinely, if I had a client, depending on what price they had Tesla at, I don't think that would matter. So if your dad bought Tesla early, I would tell him to not listen to anybody. I won't buy Tesla because it's up so much, but again, I do think, I think a lot of people are kind of being dramatic about the Elon situation. Dollar General on the low. We got 2,000 likes. Woo! Look at that. Now you have the fastest news wire in the world. Look at that. For the low, low price of just being here and clicking the like button. Isn't that amazing? And now I will free the chat, but remember, it is a privilege, not a right. I learned that in elementary school. You guys remember when your teacher would say that? So the chat is a privilege. It's not a right. So I will free the chat. If you guys get annoying, weird, not on topic, not serious, I will just go members only again. Okay? Otherwise, I would love to see you guys with a great attitude, and let's finish out the rest of the day. Amen, amen. Free the chats, baby. Woo! Freedom. Ah. That's good. That's it, bro. You waited. You typed that whole message to say that small trades are wimpy. That's good, bro. That's good. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying any wimpy trades will be richer than you in 5 to 10 years, guaranteed. That's it. I mean it respectfully. I'm not trying to be a dickhead. Go make more money than me and then tell me about it. Otherwise, you're being ridiculous. And this is what I'm talking about, because I have a lot of people in here, and I'm giving you the strategy where everybody can make it to the promised land. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't care about how fast. I am just saying that I could get it so universally that thousands of people will walk away with more money. So I don't know. You typed that whole message out. I hope you heard the other part. Because like I said, if you want the speed, that's all you. But I just know in 5 years, I could have people walking away richer than where they have been. You eat shit for a couple of years, you're going to walk away with the freedom to do whatever you want. That's it. If you're too egotistical and you're scared of looking like a wimp, tell that to everybody who started a long-term 5 years ago. Because that's it. Even with a wimpy $200, we got 30 racks now. So that's all. But again, I hear me out. If you guys don't agree with me, all you have to do is ignore me and go out into the world and succeed. That's it. I ain't trying to talk to you like that. You get what I'm saying? I don't wish bad upon y'all. I am just trying to help everybody universally in the easiest manner that will have the most success for the most amount of people. So again, if you don't like it, just go do it. It's very simple. If you ain't going to deal with it and you don't think what I'm telling you is good, you don't think I got your interest in mind, I feel you. And that's fine. If it's you want a different speed, by all means, go learn what I'm telling you. If my words don't reflect with you at all, I strongly and go get a prop fund. Go deal with the trading world and go. Watch. I'm sadly feeding you to the wolves because I want you to appreciate it when you come back. Otherwise, you won't. But again, all you have to do is do it if you disagree with me. And that's it. But like I'm saying, most of you, my main goal is to make sure we all walk away with something. We have too good of info. We have too good of everything to let you walk away with nothing. And that's, I think, a very worthy ideal. You could talk about day trades, but again, I'm going to ask you questions. Don't ask me for my plays. And that's all. I'm glad you guys post plays. I am just going to remind you to be responsible. That's all. And sadly, it's kind of funny. Some of you, I'm just asking how much you put in. So some of you have posted plays in the last couple of days. I'm all for it. But I just start talking about it in a way where I'm just like, hey, man, how much money have you put in? Start giving advice. My only advice is the long term. If you don't like it, again, leave. Some of you guys, I want people to make money, and the people who have listened have, and the people who haven't are just going broke and are rude, and I don't get it. So it's simple. Go do your own thing. I'm trying to give people something very general. If you waited 3 hours to talk to me, to talk shit, my brother, you need to realize you are not using your time well. Yes or no? For real. You get what I'm saying? So some of you listened for the last 3 hours. You heard everything I said, and all you did was type out a diss track for the moment you could talk, and you weren't even willing to put $5 on it. So do you get? It's just, come on. Let's just stop dicking around, and you get a long term, and if you don't like it, you go somewhere else. It's very simple. I wish that they'll do good for you, but I want a very universal plan for everybody who wants it. That's it. And if you want it, let's get it. Again, I have thousands of people who have walked away with sizable returns. Anything else, you're on your own. I mean, go ahead. I'm not trying to stop you. I'm either trying to push you to a good path, or I wish you the best of luck. Yeah, buy one at first, baby. Amen. So here, look at the same $200 I'm talking about. It's this account right here. $2019. I was buying one share at a time. So for months, years, we go 1 share, 2, 5 shares of MO, 4 shares of BH, 2 shares, 1 share. That's it. That's all you got to do. If you want good long-term stocks, go start looking at the names that are down on the year. Great place to start. Trump admin to direct agency heads to prep for large-scale reductions in force. Intel again. Long-term, great. Oh, everybody has one. My son's up 138. It's a great thing, man. That's why. And I'm focusing on universal, but it's, we're going to see separate the good and the bad later, and we'll see where everybody ends up. I hope you end up with more than you started with. That's it, though. You're hesitant to start a long term. You feel like I should wait a year or two. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you said that a year or two ago. It's always going to feel like that, man. Run it up. You come from Egypt too? Just go, baby. If given for free, it's not appreciated. Some. All I'm saying is some of y'all did it. Some won't. Either way. That's it, man. The fire. Time to separate. But like I said lately, hunger. If you want to walk away with more money in this stock market, you got to tighten up. That's it. If you don't believe me, good luck. Do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all. That's all it is. But if you are hungry and you hear what I'm telling you, I want to walk away with more money. More money than I started with. Do you want the same or not? Do you want to end up richer? Do you want to end up with a house? Do you want to end up with wealth? That's what we're talking about. And I'm saying there's a guaranteed plan for it. And we're well on our way. But that's it. That's all I'm hungry for. So if you want more, protect yourself. Stick to the rules. And if you don't like the other stuff, bare minimum, budget control will save your life. So again, you may not like what I'm saying, but I think this will, whether I like you or dislike you, the words that I'm saying are beneficial regardless. That's all I'm trying to tell you all. Sticking to rules, 10%. Again, not controlling your real budget. Even if I banned you and hate you, that will still benefit you if you actually take it to heart. So good luck and do what you need. But that is the answer. Woo! You don't want more assets. You don't want more money. You want more assets. You right. You right. You right. I'm not gonna lie. You right. Amen. I know, man. It's good. I'm glad. I like to see it come. I like to watch this advice come to life. Advice. None of it's a recommendation, but whatever it is, man, it's good when it comes to life. So I'm just gonna keep encouraging you. Am I Coptic? I don't know. I'm banning you. Stop wasting my time. That's it. Peloton experiencing a high demand scoop. Yeah. Updated website notice indicating it's currently experiencing high demand, resulting in longer deliveries. XYZ on the high. David, stop. No. No, I love you, David. But yeah. That's it. You got this. Please only donate memberships if you want me to, like, clap them. Because that's it, bro. Every day David has donated, I've had to work a little bit harder in the chat. So I'm grateful, man. Believe me, I am. But I'm also now I'm starting to, like, it's like the food poisoning feeling where I'm like, oh no, is this going to happen again? Either way, God is good, baby. Thank you, David. David says get a long term. David, a man of few words, many donations. All he says is get a long term, though. He agrees. Philip Morris and MO Flushing. Yo, I don't know. Is there something there? Large scale reduction. MO. There might be something with cigarettes. Philip Morris and MO both flushing right now to the low. Yeah, I see the Philip 66 Chevron news. It's coming out now. I think QQQ, I believe it's 2.5 or 3%. You want your own crib? Bro, did you guys hear it? I was telling you for a couple of days already, but even the news media is picking up on it. I mean, real estate is turning into a buyer's market. So, I don't know, man. Shop. You might find a good deal. I've been seeing a lot lately. Chads have been stumbling into some very good deals. And then take note, Euro close right now. Bonds are getting to the high of the day, and then meanwhile, you're doing it again. Bonds flush, market comes down a little bit, then the bonds go up. But now we're still going down on the market. Yeah, and then, again, some of you, I've noticed a couple of you have been interested in real estate. You have been sending me properties, and you're like, hey, Josh, I want this property. What do you think? But then you are sending me a property that is, it's been on the market for like almost 300 days. Those properties I don't like unless you guys are going to be lowballing them. Okay? So if you send me a property that's been on the market for 300 days and it hasn't sold at 250, I don't like it at 250. You should pretty much be offering like 80% of that value. Myrna pop. Again, Ignas saying Baba put sweep coming in. Myrna is ripping. And then Pfizer even went down. And then again, Euro close. You have sold into it. I'm not really bullish on Tesla. I just don't. I don't think you should sell it because of Elon politics. That's years ago. But then I wouldn't buy it because of the valuation. I think they'll benefit off of Trump, but they still are going to lose off of the other European sales and shit like that. But I'm not really, I'm not really like sold on bullish Tesla. I just think they're a winner, but I wouldn't necessarily buy them. But then I think you're an idiot if you bought the stock recently and are selling it because he's political. You should have known that. That's how you got the property you bought, 20% off. Let's go, baby. Yeah, because I've seen Chad send me that. I think you guys are like starting to shop, and you're like, oh, this looks like a good one. But then I'm like, they can't sell it, so you need a price way, way lower. We already have PayPal in the long term. It's already up, though. So I'd wait till that comes down or buy a more valuable name with more value. Again, bonds are about to break out. SPY right above VWAP. Baidu selling now. So again, you just got a big put, and then China. Gold may top. I don't know. Because now we're going from rate hikes to rate cuts and playing that. I wish I could tell you, bro, but all I know is that the physical gold scenario is kind of interesting. Or it just makes me curious, but I don't know. I'm looking for the cabinet meeting. Through an agent? Yeah, you just you have an agent contact them and then put in an offer and just say, hey, this is what I could afford. But I'm just telling you right now, you don't want that house. So the house that's been up for 300 days and can't sell at that price, why the fuck would you want it at that price? You see what I'm saying? Because that means for almost a year, that house has been for sale and nobody was willing to buy it at that price. So that means it's not worth that much. So that's why you got to make sure you're coming in lower. That's all. Just don't make the mistake of, oh, I'm going to buy this house and it'll be valuable. No, because think about it. They couldn't even sell it at that price for a year. What do I think about living in a van for a year? I don't think you want my answer, bro. I could give you an answer right now, but you may cry. So, otherwise, we'll just let it slide. PayPal and Square will be attractive when they come down a little bit. But I think you're using your other account, Alexander. So I'm banning that one. And then the next Alex that asks me the same repetitive question about my long-term, I'm banning Alex Kovalanik. The other I know exactly what the fuck you're doing, bro. So I'm not playing with you. Okay? I love you. Thank you. I know exactly how you try. You say, you think you'll ask me 15 times on the same shit. Following said the 2019 was genuine trader on YouTube helped my retirement fund drastically. I love to hear it, man. I love to hear it. That's all you need, man. Again, the future and walking away with something. I'm a big, big fan on it. Okay, man. Chillin'. Euro closed, though. Oh, yeah. Let's get a push-up. You're ready to proceed. Nice. You meant a van so you could save more. I mean, again, if you want me to give you an honest answer, it might be aggressive. It's up to you. Otherwise, it's up to you, and you can listen to everybody else encouraging you or discouraging you. I don't know what you want. Do you want the truth, or do you just want an idea? It's up to you. I don't know. Do you really want a house, or are you just thinking of things? So you let me know. The truth, you want the truth? The truth is that you shouldn't live in a van. Because the moment you start settling for less like that, it's going to cause a chain reaction. That's not even the bad part. And it's very simple. MSTR on the high. Hold on. Yeah, and then Meta too. But it's very simple. If you really are like, I need a house, I am willing to go sell everything and live in a van. Why don't you just do this? Turn off fucking YouTube at 8 o'clock in the morning right now and go apply to jobs and start grinding. I guarantee if you're willing to work 48 hours a week, not on a computer or even on a computer, you will have enough to rent an affordable place to live that will not be a van, and within 6 months, we could have your long-term started up. You just got to work and bring in income. That's all. That's the reality of most of it. If you want to do less, you're going to get less. You don't need to go live in a van. You could go, again, why not live in Ohio? Fuck it. Are you willing to live in Ohio? Because I could get you a house really easily. You might even be able to own it. But again, at the end of the day, it is 8:30 in the morning right now. You have all day to go and make money. You could go get paid doing anything right now. So if that really is a big goal of yours and you're willing to sacrifice the living situation to live in a van, I would just get off YouTube right now. Start applying for jobs, maybe do real estate. I could make you a lot of money there, but I would just go and work right now and go get money. And then you could save any job, start saving right now on any job. And I'm telling you, within 6 months, you could go and rent a house if you wanted to, and we'll have your long term. But that's it. That's the answer. But be careful, because once you start living in that van and settling for less and less and less, I could tell you where things are going to end up. But yeah, grind right now. Your girl just snapped by saying live in Ohio. I wasn't trying to talk shit. Because, dude, how many kids are just like, I don't want to live in Ohio? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, bro, you could go work a good job in Ohio. The properties and the quality of life is decent. And you could actually get an affordable house. So I'm just saying, most people aren't willing to move, but I'm like, you're willing to live in a van before going to Ohio, Indiana, the cheaper places in Texas, even Buffalo's a little worse. But yeah, like, I don't know. I just feel like the American dream is really alive there still. So I would do that before getting a van. Because again, I think upside, but at the end of the day, if you're willing to do that much, just hear me out. Give me 3 months of working, get off the computer, get off the internet, stop trying to gamble, and give me 3 to 6 months of working a job and saving, and tell me your life isn't better. And tell me we can't get whatever we want after that, or at least have a way better shot. And now we're talking about getting a house that you want to live in, not living in a car. So it's up to you, though. But that is the truth, in my opinion. Can the truth be an opinion? I don't know. I don't know. Lower capital, I think you should go one stock at a time. You can split it up, but, little by little, you want to try to stack up. But it's up to you. It'll just slow it down the more you split it up. Forwarding agents work for China project? No, I don't. You mean like when you make a company forwarding agent? Otherwise, I'm not familiar. After you graduate? Oh, shit. You're young, huh? Wow. Yeah, bro. Dude, if you haven't even graduated high school and you thinking like this, please listen to me. Because it'll be the difference between you being a boss or a bum. Because you're young. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy if you're not even graduated high school. What the fuck? Yeah, bro. Fuck that shit. I would never think like that. College? Oh, okay. So, yeah, you're getting a little old. But, yeah. Don't. That's it. Simple as that. Even in college, you could work. You could even do real estate stuff. And look, bonds new high. Even that other bond high, market was able to come back up, but we are coming back down 15 minutes after Euro close. You would have bought Bitcoin at 10? No, man. This is the problem, is that this happens in every generation, and the media has gotten so terrible. Everybody just lies to you and tells you that it's impossible when it's not. And they make it seem that working any job, you'll never be able to do this, you'll never be able to do that. But the reality is, like I'm telling you, you give me 3 years, 4 years of eating shit, saving, working hard, applying even the dumbest job you could think of. Eat that shit for a little bit, you'll get whatever you want.
Long term. Actually,
Yeah,
I think
here
we
it
have
is.
to go to the president said. Sorry, Holly. After the cabinet meeting.
Trump will sign agreement on rare earth.
First month, and we want to make that many months and years, actually.
That's delayed.
Times as much, and yet it's very important to everybody, but Europe's very close. We have a big ocean separating us, so it's very important for Europe, and they hopefully... Probably $350 billion. Europe is in for $100 billion. And that's a big difference. So we're in for probably 3 times as much, and yet it's very important to everybody, but Europe's very close. We have a big ocean separating us, so it's very important for Europe, and they hopefully will step up and do maybe more than they're doing, and maybe a lot more. The previous administration put us in a very bad position, but we've been able to make a deal where we're going to get our money back, and we're going to get a lot of money in the future, and I think that's appropriate because we have taxpayers that shouldn't be footing the bill, and they shouldn't be footing the bill at more than the Europeans are paying. So it's all been worked out. We're happy about it, and I think that very importantly, we're going to be able to make a deal. Most importantly, by far, we're going to make a deal with Russia and Ukraine to stop.
Oh, this is like live. So all of the headlines are hitting right now.
Russian soldiers.
This is not pre-recorded.
Ukrainian soldiers and other people in addition in the towns and cities. And we will consider that a very important thing and a big accomplishment because it was going nowhere until this administration came in. They hadn't spoken to President Putin in 2 years. And so we'll keep you advised. Before we begin the cabinet, I'd like to have Scott
watch bounds.
A couple of people say a few things, but most importantly,
Ferrari on the low and Goodyear.
This is a gentleman who's going places.
It is live, yeah.
And he's going to say.
So anything that gets said could move the market.
And, you're going to say grace, and then we'll have our meeting, right? Thank you very much.
Wow, we're going to pray?
Let's pray.
Nice.
Father, we thank you for this awesome privilege, Father, to be in your presence. God, thank you that you've allowed us to see this day. The Bible says that your mercies are new every morning. And Father God, we give you the glory and the honor. Thank you, God, for President Trump, Father, for appointing us. Father God, thank you for anointing us to do this job. Father, we pray you will give the president, the vice president wisdom, Father God, as they lead. Father, I pray for all of my colleagues that are here around the table and in this room. Lord God, we pray that we would lead with a righteous clarity. Father God, that as we serve the people of this country in every prospective agency, every job that we have, Father, we would humble ourselves before you, and we would lead in the manner that you've called us to lead and to serve. Father, the Bible says that blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Well, Father, we today honor you, and in your rightful place, Father, thank you for giving us this opportunity to restore faith in this country and be a blessing to the people of America. And Lord God, today in our meeting, we pray that you will be glorified in our conversation. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen.
God, that was a very good job you did.
That's good.
You've
I
done
prayed.
that
I
before,
prayed.
huh?
I can't ignore a good prayer, bro.
Terrific young guy. He's heading up HUD, and he's going to make us all very proud, right?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Great job. In just over 1 month, illegal border crossings have plummeted by numbers that nobody's actually ever seen before. It's much more than 100%. And we've unleashed American energy at levels that will soon be reported. But we think we're going to get it going very quickly. We have incredible people on the energy front. I think we have really great people on every front. I'll let you know if they're not good, but I think they really are. And we're fighting every day to get the prices down. The inflation is stopping slowly, but part of the reason it's stopping is because of high interest rates and other problems that we inherited. But we have to get the prices down, not the inflation down, the prices of eggs and various other things. Eggs are a disaster. The Secretary of Agriculture is going to be showing you a chart that's actually mind-boggling what's happened, how low they were with us and how high they are now. but I think we can do something about it, Madam Secretary, and I think you're going to do a fantastic job in that position. One of the most important initiatives is Doge.
Doge cuts to
and
$1
we,
trillion.
Have cut
Yeah,
billions and
I'm getting the
billions
Wired
and
comments a
billions of
couple
dollars. We're
seconds
looking to
ahead.
get it maybe to $1 trillion. If we can do that, we're going to start getting to be at a point where we can think in terms of balancing budgets, believe it or not, something you haven't heard in many, many years, decades actually. And it's a big, whether it's this year or next year, I think we'll be very close to balancing budgets. And the Doge is very important. And Elon is here to give you a summary of what's happening, some of the things they found, some of the horrible things they found, some of the theft and fraud, and we call it waste and abuse, but a lot of fraud, and probably some fraud that we're not going to be able to prove is fraud, but when you hear the names and the places where this money's going, it's a disgrace. But we've requested that a lot of people, we want to make sure that the people are working, so letters were sent out, and I think everyone at this table is very much behind it, and if they aren't, I'd want them to speak up, but they're very much behind it. Letters were sent out to people just to find out if the people exist. Do they work? Who do they work for? Where are they? Where have they been working? Have they been working for other companies or other entities at all? Or being paid by the government, so they have two jobs, but they're supposed to have one. And the letter asks some simple questions like, what have you done lately? And if they can answer that, because I can tell you everything I've done for the last long period of time, a lot more than a week. And in many cases, we haven't
Trump
gotten
says
responses.
inflation because
Usually
of
that means
race.
that maybe that person
Sent
doesn't
letters to
exist, or that
federal
person
workers.
doesn't want to
Yeah.
say they're working for another company while being paid by the United States government. So there's a lot of interesting things. It's very unique, but we have a very unique situation because we have a lot of people that were scamming our country. We have a lot of dishonest people. We have a lot of people that took advantage of a lot of different situations, and we're not going to let that happen. So I'm going to ask if it's possible to have Elon get up first and talk about Doge, because it seems to be of great interest to everyone. I will say that there is a large group of people in this country that have such admiration for what we're doing. I got elected with a tremendous vote, winning every swing state, winning the popular vote, winning the counties by thousands of counties. I think it was 2,800 to 500. 2,800 counties to 500 counties. Think of that. And so we have a mandate to do this, and this is part of the reason I got elected. I got elected based on taxes and based on many things in the border, but also based on balancing budgets and getting our country back into shape, and this is a big part of it. So Elon, if you could get up and explain where you are, how you're doing, and how much we're cutting, and it's an honor to have you. It's been a tremendously successful
going
guy.
up, he didn't say
He's really
anything.
working so hard, and he's got businesses to
But
run.
again, the more they talk
In many
about
ways, they say,
deficits
"How do you
and
do
budget
this?"
coming down, it's all jawboning.
He's
Unity
sacrificing a lot.
Pop and Reddit,
Getting a lot
Unity
of praise,
10-cent
I'll tell
pop
you.
and
He's
Meta.
also getting hit, and we would expect that, and that's the way it works. So I'd like to have Elon Musk please say a few words.
Well,
Thank you, Elon.
Thank you, Mr. President. I actually just call myself a humble tech support here because this is actually, as crazy as it sounds, that is almost a literal description of the work that the Doge team is doing, is helping fix the government computer systems. Many of these systems are extremely old. They don't communicate. There are a lot of mistakes in the systems. The software doesn't work. So we are actually tech support. It's ironic, but it's true. The overall goal here with the Doge team is to help address the enormous deficit. We simply cannot sustain as a country $2 trillion deficits.
Overall goal is address
Just the
deficit.
interest on the national debt now exceeds the Defense Department spending. We spend a lot on the Defense Department, but we're spending like over $1 trillion on interest. If this continues, the country will become de facto bankrupt. It's not an optional thing, it is an essential thing. That's the reason I'm here. And taking a lot of flack, and getting a lot of death threats, by the way. I'm gonna stack them up, you know. But if we don't do this, America will go bankrupt. That's why it has to be
Why
done.
is it? Why do so many people
I'm
send
confident at
death
this point,
threats?
Knock on wood.
Like even then, I don't even know if they've ever killed anybody. Yeah, bro, he gets death threats, bro. I haven't even done a 1% of what Elon has done, and I get death threats. That's why I'm like, why the fuck? What's wrong with y'all? Is it because they're online? Because I'm like, man, we just need an in-person boxing match or something. I fucking kick a kneecap, bro. I'm done with this shit.
So it's really, Doge is a support function for the president and for the agencies and departments to help achieve those savings and to effectively find 15% in reduction in fraud and waste. And we bring the receipts. So people say, like, well, is this real? Just go to doge.gov. We line item by line item, we specify each item. So, and I should say, we will make mistakes. We won't be perfect. But when we make a mistake, we'll fix it very quickly. So, for example, with USAID,
B. Riley,
one of the
that's
things
popped a couple times.
Very briefly was Ebola, Ebola prevention. I think we all
yeah,
want
look at
Ebola
Riley.
prevention. So we restored the Ebola prevention immediately, and there was no interruption. But we do need to move quickly if we're to achieve a $1 trillion.
Yo, Rock, I can't hear the stream. You keep typing in the chat. I have to ban you. I can't hear Elon because of you.
Every day.
Sorry, man. Thank you. Just your comments were so loud in the chat, I couldn't hear. I had to mute
Do you
you.
have any questions of Elon while we're on the subject?
Yeah, thank you, though.
Because we'll finish off with that. And if you would have any questions, please ask. You could ask me or
Yeah,
Elon.
his chads
Go
were
ahead,
so
please.
loud. I couldn't pay attention.
Mr. Musk, I just wanted to ask you that President Trump put out a Truth Social today saying that everybody in the cabinet was happy with you. I just wondered if you had heard otherwise, and if you had heard anything about members of the cabinet who weren't happy with the way things were going, and if so, what are you doing to address those any dissatisfaction?
Elon, let the cabinet speak just for a second.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Is anybody unhappy with Elon? If you are, well, throw them out of here. Is anybody unhappy?
They clapped on that. They're like, we need to turn down the volume. This is getting
I have a lot of
really
respect
loud.
for Elon and that he's doing this, and some disagree a little bit, but I will tell you, for the most part, I think everyone's not only happy, they're thrilled. So go ahead, Elon.
And President Trump has put together, I think, the best cabinet ever. Literally. So, and I do not give false promises.
Exor intends to sell 7 million Ferrari shares.
I don't think
That's why Ferrari is selling off.
Ever been assembled.
It was a block
I think
trade.
it's literally the best cabinet.
That was like
this
NVS
ever had.
yesterday.
And I think the company should be incredibly appreciative of the people in this room.
Go ahead, please. Yeah.
Mr. President, thank you, Mr. Musk. Are there about half of the government employees so far appear to have responded to your request for what they've been doing over the past week? Is there a timeline in place for next moves for people being fired, and when can the American people expect to see results from that?
Yes. Well, to be clear, like I think that email perhaps was misinterpreted as a performance review, but actually it was a pulse check review. Do you have a pulse? Do you have a pulse and 2 neurons?
Trump liked that one.
So if you have a pulse and 2 neurons,
That's a
you
good
can reply
one.
to an email.
I like it.
This is, I think not a high bar, is what I'm saying. This is should be anyone could accomplish this. But what we are trying to get to the bottom of is we think there are a number of people on the government payroll who are dead, which is probably why they can't respond, and some people who are not real people, like they're literally fictional individuals that are collecting paychecks. Well, somebody's collecting paychecks on a fictional individual, so we're just literally trying to figure out, are these people real? Are they alive? And can they write an email? Which I think is a reasonable expectation for the American public would have at least that expectation of someone in the public sector.
Mr. Musk.
Okay, it's probably going a little lower.
It's not a high bar, guys. Come on.
Bond's going up though, so watch if we start dumping. Again, TLT, very big moves here. We have a bond auction in an hour, but that's kind of your biggest move all day.
On X that the cabinet secretaries will follow that order because several agencies have instructed employees that this is voluntary or not to respond.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I guess it was like last week, the president encouraged me via Truth Social and also via phone call to be more aggressive. And I was like, okay, yes, sir, Mr. President, we will indeed do that. The president is the commander-in-chief. I do what the president asks. And I said, can we send out an email to everyone just saying, what did you get?
We're going to send another email.
Yes, so it did that. We got a partial response. We're going to send another email. But our goal is not to be capricious or unfair. We want to give people every opportunity to send an email. And the email could simply be, what I'm working on is too sensitive or classified to describe. Like literally just, that would be sufficient. I think this is just common sense.
And what is your target number for how many workers, employees you're looking to cut total?
We wish to keep everyone who is doing.
Okay, SPY still dumping now. Bonds up.
Doing that job well.
No headline. I mean, they're talking deficit and all that, but I don't think you're reacting to this.
They're not doing the job well.
Again, you're about 30 minutes post Euro. Even Euro close, you did good.
I'd like to add. Wait a minute. Wait. I'd like to add that those million people that haven't responded, though, Elon, they are on the bubble. I wouldn't say that we're thrilled about it. They haven't responded. Now, maybe they don't exist. Maybe we're paying people that don't exist. Don't forget, we just got here. This group just got here. But those people are on the bubble, as they say. Maybe they're going to be gone. Maybe they're not around. Maybe they have other jobs. Maybe they moved and they're not where they're supposed to be. A lot of things.
I'm banning you for complaining about this speech. So how much did this cost taxpayers? Joe Biden had a party about inflation when it hit 9.1 year over year.
And you've seen that.
So no. Okay, we're doing this on day 35. Okay,
people can't believe
stop.
I read them.
Stop.
20 million here, 30 million here for, a little educational course on something. Circumcision, right? Circumcision. $20 million to inform the people of such and such a country on other things other than that. So, those people are, right now we're trying to find out who those people are that haven't responded. Now, there'll be some agencies, like Marco has people within state that are right now doing very classified, very confidential work, and we understand that, and we've talked, and, we're being a little more surgical. And Marco's doing a lot of things himself. And some of the secretaries, we're going to be going to them. We're going to be talking about it today. We're going to ask them to do their own Doge. In other words,
EPA chief thinks he'll cut 65%.
I spoke with Lee Zeldin, and he thinks he's going to be cutting 65 or so % of the people from environmental. And we're going to speed up the process, too, at the same time. You had a lot of people that weren't doing their job. They were just obstructionists, and a lot of people that didn't exist, I guess, Lee, too. You found a lot of empty spots that the people weren't there. They didn't exist. And I think education is going to be one of those. You go around Washington, you see all these buildings for the Department of Education. We want to move education back to the states where it belongs. Iowa should have education. Indiana should run their own education. You're going to see education go way up. Right now, we're ranked at the very bottom of the list. But we're at the top of the list in one thing, the cost per pupil. We spend more money per pupil than any other country in the world. And yet it's Denmark and Norway, Sweden, and I hate to say this, and we're going to get along very well with China.
Very well.
But it's a competitor.
China.
They're at the top of the list. They're among the top 10. Usually.
That's good. Watch China. Again, bonds are still ripping, though, while we dump. That's a big development. Take note. The bonds are doing their little rally. That means rate cut odds, too. And then now he's speaking favorably on China. And NVDA is still up 4.
40 for whatever reason. And we were ranked number 40. A year ago, we were 38. Then we were 39. We hit 40. And so we're last in that, and we're first in cost per pupil. So I would say that's unacceptable. Lawrence, you have something? Go ahead.
Mr. President, I know you like competition, and I know it's early. So which department are you most impressed with? And then, so just that's the first one. Which department have you received the most resistance from?
Well, I think both of those questions are a little bit, well, you're a pretty controversial guy. Look, it's very early. Right now, I think I'm impressed with everybody. So far, everybody. If I wasn't in the first month, and some of them just got here, they just got approved 2 days ago, right? But I think I'm very impressed with everybody. So far, I'm very happy with all of the choices. I think that Elon has done incredibly with some groups, and some groups are much easier than others. It is true. State is a, very difficult situation. We're right now negotiating very successfully, I think, with Russia and with Ukraine, and we have a lot of countries involved, and we have to be a little bit careful what we do and who we're terminating. But Marco is doing that I think he's going to be very precise. It's going to be, we're cutting down government. We're cutting down the size of government. We have to. We're bloated. We're sloppy. We have a lot of people that aren't doing their job. We have a lot of people that don't exist. You look at Social Security as an example. I mean, you have so many people in Social Security where, if you believe it, they're 200 years old. And what we're doing is finding out, are checks going out for that? And is somebody cashing those checks who's maybe 35 years old, okay? So there's a lot of dishonesty, there's a lot of fraud. But I think at this moment, I'll take Elon off the spot. I think that he's impressed. He said it very well, better than I can say it, that he's impressed with the people in this room, very impressed. And I am too. And
that's what I am. I'm impressed.
But I think everybody's on board. They all know. We want to balance a budget. We want to have a balanced budget within a reasonably short period of time, meaning maybe by next year or the year after, but maybe even sooner than that.
Mr. President, your number one issue was the border. We just got new information that they're doxing our federal agents. They're putting their personal information out there, these activists, and they're disrupting the operation. So you got Trinidad Aga running all.
Well, we have activists, that's true. And a lot of those.
What are we going to do about the activists?
Yeah, a lot of those activists are acting illegally, and we'll give that to our Attorney General, and she'll take a look at that very strongly. But we also having tremendous support from Border Patrol, from ICE. The ICE agents have been unbelievable. Border Patrol, their leadership at Border Patrol has been incredible, and they're working very well.
He keeps saying balanced budget, but then the bucks go down, but they've said that about 6 times already.
We set records on the least number of illegal aliens coming in, migrants coming into our country that we've had in more than 50 years. And we did this all within a period of weeks because we took over a mess. The world was pouring in. And remember, they were coming in from jails and prisons and mental institutions and insane asylums, and they were gang members and drug dealers. Anybody wanted to come in, they came. And from not just South America, from all over the world. So it's amazing what they've done. And Christie and Tom Holman, the job they've done has been absolutely amazing. We set records for and we want people to come into our country, by the way, but they want to come in, they have to come in legally. I want that to be really understood. We want people in our country, but they have to come in legally.
Can I follow on that, Mr. President, about the Trump Gold Card idea that you unveiled yesterday?
I hope you liked it.
I await more information, but the question is, does this reflect a view on your part that the American immigration system has never been properly monetized as you feel it should be?
Well, not so much monetized. It hasn't been properly run. I get calls from, as an example, companies where they want to hire the #1 student at a school. A person comes from India, China, Japan, lots of different places, and they go to Harvard, the Wharton School of Finance, they go to Yale, they go to all great schools, and they graduate #1 in their class. And they're made job offers, but the offer is immediately rescinded because you have no idea whether or not that person can stay in the country. I want to be able to have that person stay in the country. These companies can go and buy a gold card, and they can use it as a matter of recruitment. At the same time, the company is using that money to pay down debt. We're going to pay down a lot of debt with that. And I think the gold card is going to be used by, not only for that, I mean, they'll be used by companies. I mean,
I blame Robin Hood. I'm mad at Trump. He just released passport gold. I blame Robin Hood.
Only because of the results.
Like Robin Hood can offer Super Bowl 401ks. I can sell a $5 million passport.
Because if you're in the country, there is no tariff. If you're out of the country, you got to pay tariffs. And that's going to be a great investment, I think, that he's making. I know it's going to be a great investment. But we have to be able to get people in the country, and we want people that are productive people. And I will tell you, the people that can pay $5 million, they're going to create jobs. They're going to spend a lot of money on jobs. They're going to have to pay taxes on that too. So they're going to be hiring people. They're going to be bringing people in and companies in. And I don't know, maybe it will sell like crazy. I happen to think it's going to sell like crazy. It's a bargain. But we'll
is this
know
4%?
fairly soon. I think Howard and Scott, a few of you really are responsible for it. But Howard, if you want to discuss that for a couple of minutes, I think I'd like to have you. I think it's going to be a very successful program.
Let's hear about it.
This is commerce.
Let's hear about it.
The
Let Nick.
EB5 program, which has been around for many years.
EB5 was $500,000.
Of $1 million
Or $1 million.
projects in America. And those projects
We've already
were
done
often
this.
suspect.
Just now he raised the price.
There wasn't any oversight of it. And so for $1 million investment, you got a visa and then you came into the country and ended up with a green card. So it was poorly overseen, poorly executed. Then you had our border open where millions of people came through. So the idea is we will have a proper business. We will modify the EB5 agreement. Christy and I are working on it together. For $5 million, they'll get a license from the Department of Commerce. Then they'll make a
Boeing
proper
on the low.
investment on the EB5, right? And we think Scott and I will design the EB5 investment model because Scott and I are the best people together to do that. So this is joint. This is exactly the Trump administration. We all work together. We work it out to be the best. And if we
I don't know. Some of you guys are crazy.
Remember, 200,000. There's a line for EB5.
Y'all are getting mad about ideas that he's coming up with.
200,000.
You just watched all of your houses and food become unaffordable for 4 years, and y'all ain't cry once.
To pay down our debt.
And now you are mad at him raising money on a project that we were already doing before, that he is raising the price on, that other European countries do.
No, because
And then again, 70% of people can't afford a home, and then none of you reacted this way to any of the policies that got you there.
An athlete a bonus.
So be mad at Trump, but I think some of you are jumping to conclusions in a very insane way. This isn't that offensive. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This should not be that offensive. You should be more offended about not affording a home, even if you worked and saved.
They open up a company and they become
I get mad that Elon's not elected. I get that. But this, come on.
There are a lot of examples. There are some really big examples where they were forced out of the country. They graduated top in their class at a great school, and they weren't able to stay. This is all the time you hear it. And the biggest complaint.
What did you say? You want me? Yo, can you shut up? I can't hear, bro. You keep typing, sad heart. I can't hear what he's saying. I'm trying to listen. So I'm gonna ban you. You got too loud. Thank you. Sorry, man. I didn't want to ban you, but I couldn't hear.
Unlimited longevity. Also, with the
I'm sure you understand.
that's a
Thank
path
you.
to citizenship. So that's going to be. It's sort of a green card plus, and it's a path to citizenship. We're going to call it the gold card. And I think it's going to be very treasured.
We're going to call it the gold card.
We'll start selling hopefully in about 2 weeks. Now, just so you understand, if we sell 1 million, right, 1 million, that's $5 trillion.
If people were mad about housing, they wouldn't have supported all the policies that got us there.
If we sell
So you could be mad about both. I'm just saying, nobody did shit when everything was destroyed right in front of your eyes, and everybody vibed with it and just went along and smiled and nodded. So now you have plans to reduce deficit and you're getting bothered? Come on.
$15 trillion above that. And now I don't know that we're going to sell that many. Maybe we won't sell many at all, but I think we're going to sell a lot because
we're going to sell a lot.
No other country can do this because people don't want to go to other countries. They want to come here. Everybody wants to come here, especially since November 5th.
I don't think you could sell your citizenship. I don't think it works like that.
All these people will be vetted, okay? They'll be vetted.
Did we become pay to play? No, we've already
Well,
been
I'm not
pay to
gonna make
play.
security
Most of you have been
guarantees
ignorant to
very
that,
much.
apparently.
We'll have Europe do that
That's what it
because
sounds
it's
like.
in, we're talking
It
about
seems like a
Europe
lot of
is
people
the
don't
next
know
door
how a
neighbor.
lot of the world already
But
works.
we're going to make sure everything goes well, and as you know, we'll be making.
That's what I'm trying to say.
we'll be
That's why I'm like, come on, you guys.
partnering with Ukraine in terms of rare earth. We
He just
very much
raised the
need
price
rare
of it.
earth. They have
And then they're
great
doing
rare
a different
earth. We'll be
oversight
working
process.
with,
That's all.
Secretary Burgum.
Several countries do this. European nations, Switzerland does this
I mean, this gives us
for a lot
we
more
don't have
money.
that much of it here. We have some, but we don't have that much, and we need a lot more.
It's
to
cute.
really propel us to the next level of to lead in every way. We're leading right now with AI. We're leading with everything right now, but we have to. We need resources. We have to double our electric capacity. We have to do many things. We have to really triple, if you think of it, the electric capacity from what we have right now, if you can believe it. So I just say this. So the deal we're making gets us. It brings us great wealth. We get back the money that we spent, and we hope that we're going to be able to settle this up. We want to settle it. We want to stop. I tell you what, I'm doing it for two reasons. But the number one reason by far is to watch all these people being killed. I see pictures every week from, I assume, satellite pictures mostly.
Another
but
high,
there's some pictures
almost.
on site.
And Bond's
of
going lower.
Thousands of soldiers that are being killed. They're being decimated because equipment today, military equipment, is so powerful and so devastating. And number one, I want to see people stop. And they're not from here. They're from primarily two other countries. And then, by the way, let's talk about the Middle East. We got to solve that problem too. And that's come a long way. We're doing very well in that also. A lot of things.
Man, if he shows that
But I'm
video,
watching,
if he makes them all watch that AI Gaza video, I'm gonna lose it.
My number
Don't do
one
it,
thing
Trump.
is to get that stopped. My
Don't
number
do
two
it.
thing is I don't want to have to
Don't
pay any
fucking
more
do
money,
it.
because Biden has spent $350 billion without any chance of getting it back. Now we're going to be getting all of that money back plus a lot more. And we provided a great thing. I mean, we provided something very important. And we'll be
Bostic
working
says
with
inflation
Ukraine,
high, but we've seen a lot of
and
progress.
Because we'll be taking that. We're going to be taking what we're entitled to take. Now, they spent $350 billion, and Europe spent $100 billion. Now, does anybody really think that's fair? But then we find out a little while ago, not so long ago, a few months ago.
No, you can't sell your citizenship. Honestly, I'm scared for some of you because I think you guys are going to end up getting human
Well,
trafficked.
we're going to get it back.
Okay?
And
Just be
we'll
careful.
Be able to make a deal. And
Just some dumbass
again,
American
President
like, can I
Zelensky's
sell my
coming to sign the deal,
citizenship?
and
You're going to get
it's a great deal.
kidnapped,
It's a
dog,
great deal for
okay?
Ukraine, too, because
Just
they get
stop.
us over there, and we're gonna
Get
be
a long
working over
term.
there, we'll be on the
Just
land,
stop
and,
fucking
that
around,
way
bro. It's
there's
not
some
worth it.
automatic security, because nobody's going to be messing around with our people when we're there.
He was like,
And
they
so
told
we'll
me
be
they'll
there
give me
that way.
$4
But
million. I'm down. I did
Europe
it.
will
Why
be
not?
watching it very closely. I know that UK has said and France has said that they want to they volunteered to put so-called peacekeepers on the site, and I think that's a good thing.
Mr. President, you have been very clear.
Again, he said Zelensky's going to sign the deal.
Confidence this week have a sharp drop from last month, the biggest dip in, I believe, 3 years. Why is that, your assessment? Why is that the case? And is there
Well, I think
anything
that
you can do?
consumer confidence, if you look at confidence in the nation, it had the biggest increase in the history of the chart. It went up 42
Hey,
points.
a lot of bond moves, but Spy wants to break out
In a
here.
period of like days after the election, since the election. So since the election, the confidence in our nation, including right track, wrong track, the first time it's ever happened where we were on the right track, because this country has been on the wrong track for a long time. So the confidence in business, confidence in the country has reached an all-time high. We have never reached levels like we are right now. Okay.
Mr. President, you've been very clear in saying that as long as you're president, Iran will never get a nuclear weapon.
That's true.
Is it also your policy that as long as
He said he will not comment on whether China should not take Taiwan by
I
force.
don't comment on anything because I don't want to ever put myself in that position.
There it is.
And,
That's bullish.
If I said it, I certainly wouldn't be
That
saying
is
it. I'd
leaning
be saying
into
it to
China.
other People, maybe people around
He's
this
being
table.
very nice
And
to
very
China.
Specific people around this table. So I don't want to put myself
Yeah.
in that position. But I can tell you what, I have a great relationship with.
It's not weird.
President
He
Xi.
just
I've
doesn't
had a
want to
great
piss him off.
relationship with him.
That's why I keep saying
We want
every
them to
single
come
China
in and
comment has
I
been
just see so
favorable.
many things saying that
He's not. They
we don't
haven't
want China
thrown
to
a
take
shot at
steps.
China
It's not
yet.
right. We want
That's
them
why
to
we're
invest
still
in
waiting on the
United
ag
States.
thing, the
It's good. There's
agriculture.
a lot of money coming in, and we'll invest in China. We'll do things with China.
But that's why he didn't want to
Relationship we'll
piss
have
him
with
off
China
with
would be a very
Taiwan.
good one.
He knows
See,
they'll
all
get
of these
offended.
phony reports that we don't want their money, we don't want anything to do with them. That's wrong. We're going to have a good relationship with China, but they won't be able to take advantage of us. What they did to Biden was, he didn't know what was happening. He didn't know what he was doing. The administration didn't know what they were doing. It was very sad to watch. But we're going to have a good relationship with China and Russia and Ukraine and the Middle East. We're doing things that, look, when I left, we had no wars. We had defeated ISIS totally. We had no inflation. We didn't have the Afghanistan withdrawal, the worst withdrawal anybody's ever seen. I think that's one of the reasons that President Putin looked at that. He said, wow, these guys are a paper tiger. Look at it. We're no paper tiger. Don't forget, we got rid of ISIS in 3 weeks. People said it would take 5 years. We did it because when I came in, I let them do what they had to do.
going down. I mean, the China comments, you got a little
going to be
boost and
your-
flipped. I
your
think
chairman,
you're just
right?
moving
Chairman
around,
of the
man.
Joint Chiefs.
Again, look at the day.
Raising Cane. I liked him right from the beginning. As soon as I heard his name, I said, that's my guy.
Raising Cane's?
Okay. Any other questions?
Decreases in crossings at the border to continue the pause on tariffs against Mexico and Canada? And
No,
if
I'm not stopping the tariffs. No, millions of people have died because of the fentanyl that comes over the border.
Even with the 90% drop in border crossings, though,
Well,
this
that's-
last
well-
month compared to about a year ago?
Yeah, they've been good, but that's also due to us, mostly due to us. I mean, it's very hard. It's right now very hard to come through the border, but look, the damage has been done. We've lost millions of people due to fentanyl. It comes mostly from China, but it comes through Mexico and it comes through Canada. And I have to tell you that, on April 2nd, I was going to do it on April 1st, but I'm a little bit superstitious, so I made it April 2nd. The
Trump was
tariffs
the
go
one that
on.
signed the
Not all of
Afghan
them,
exit
but a lot of
plan,
them.
and he
And I
blames
think we see
Biden. Yeah,
something that's
it's
going
like
to
when I
be
tell you
amazing.
guys to
We've been
build a
taken
long term,
advantage of as
and
a
then
country
all you
for a
buy
long
is
period of
Neo.
time. We've been tariffed, but we
Come
didn't
on.
tariff. Now I did when I was here. We took in $700 billion from China. $700
Some of
billion.
y'all, we gotta
Not
clear
one
'em out. I'm
president
tired
in
of
this-
it.
The history of our country took
God
in
bless
10
you.
cents from China. At the same time, China.
It's a great
respected us.
analogy, I
Now,
know, because it's
when,
ridiculous.
COVID came in, that was a different deal.
I
used
needed
to call it the
I
China
needed your
virus. I
guys'
guess I
help
could call it the
the
China
last
virus
4
again,
years
but,
to call out
it's an
truth,
accurate
but
thing, I
no,
won't do that
y'all let me
out of
get
respect to
banned.
China.
Y'all made me look crazy for telling y'all shit, and now you have an opportunity. Now you guys want to say everything. Now you guys are very observant. Now we
Well, I'm
want
very
to
disappointed.
be
when I see
politically active
four
about
bodies
it. Okay.
came in today. These are young people. Young people don't die, okay? Young people don't die. These are young people. 4 bodies came in today. They think they're doing us a favor by sending us bodies. So
That's what he's talking about.
A decision has to be made by Israel, by Bibi.
He's saying like young people shouldn't be dying
Israel
right
has
now,
to make that decision.
and they're sending back
We got a
bodies,
lot of
and a
hostages
lot of them
back.
have been young.
But it's very
Again,
sad
old
what happened to
people,
those people. I mean,
young
you had a
people
young
should
lady with
bury
her
their
hand
parents, not
practically
the other way
blown off.
around.
You know why?
That's
Blown
why
off?
war
Because
is
she put
really
up her hand to
tragic.
try and stop a bullet
Just
that
in
was
case
coming
some
her
of you
way.
don't know.
And it hit her hand and blew off her fingers, big part of her hand. This is a vicious group of people, and Israel's going to have to decide what they're doing. Phase 1 is going to be ending.
Hey, you're coming down,
Think
but
of it, today they
now
said
the
that
bonds
4
though too.
bodies.
So watch
Bodies.
out. It's hard to tell.
And I will say one thing, though. I've spoken to a lot of the parents and a lot of the people involved. They want those bodies almost as much and maybe even just as much as they wanted their son or their daughter. Amazing. Please, sir, please. My son is dead, but they have his body. Please, can you get it for us? It's the biggest thing. It's incredible. The level they want the bodies.
Labor markets are looser, but not loose. Bostic.
And, when I saw the ones that came in 2 weeks ago, they looked like they just got out of a concentration camp. Then the following week, a group came in and they weren't as bad in as bad a shape. But Israel's going to have to make a decision. You're right.
All right, low ticker, bro. High ticker frozen right now.
And,
so again,
today
we
we
are
got
shifting. Maybe I mean, it's kind of been around Euro close, but see if we start to change. VWAP's already high. See if the bonds start moving, but we are moving down now.
Very sad situation. At some point, somebody's going to say, we got to do something about this.
Mr. President, you were just talking about Afghanistan and the botched withdrawal. Have all the generals or command staff that were involved with the withdrawal been fired or relieve the duty?
Well, that's a great idea. I'm not going to tell this man what to do, but I will say that if I had his place, I'd fire every single one of them, Pete. Pete, that's a very good question.
Well, it's a question we've thought a lot about. We're doing a complete review of every single aspect of what happened with the botched withdrawal of Afghanistan, and plan to have full accountability. It's one of the first things we announced at the Defense Department for that reason, sir. Certainly, General Raisin Kane, who's on his way in, was not a part of that. Instead, was a part of leading the effort against ISIS by untying the hands of warfighters and finishing the job properly, and then bringing our troops home. So we're taking a very different view, obviously, than the previous administration, and there will be full accountability.
I don't see big promotions.
Take a shot, Pete.
And I think they're going to be largely gone. I know the man on my left. I think.
Yeah, they're doing a full review on Afghan withdrawal.
Display.
Take a shot,
I've
Pete.
dealt
Come
with
on.
The parents and the family of the 13 that were killed, but nobody ever talks about the 40 that were so badly.
If you
hurt,
guys
the arms and
refresh,
the
I
legs
turned
and
off
the face
DVR.
and the whole thing, the missing arms and legs. It was so terrible the way that was handled, and it should have been gone through Bagram. We have a big base with big fences and nobody can get in, and you have hundreds of acres instead of a little local airport where the whole place went crazy. That was so badly handled, and I would think that most of those people are going to be gone.
Are we going to take Bagram back?
So I'll tell you what.
That's a good question.
What has bothered me
MSTR.
very much. We give billions of dollars to Afghanistan. Nobody knows that. Nobody knew that. Do you know we give billions of dollars to Afghanistan?
Fed Bostic says
And
job
yet
break-even rate as low as
we
75 to
left behind all of that
100K.
equipment, which wouldn't have happened. We were getting out under me. I'm the one that got it down to 5,000 people. We were going to get out, but we were going to keep Bagram, not because of Afghanistan, but because of China, because it's exactly 1 hour away from where China makes its nuclear missiles. So we're going to keep Bagram. We were going to keep a small force on Bagram. We're going to have Bagram
That's
Air Base,
interesting.
one of the biggest air bases in the world.
Because
one of the
again, when we
biggest
left
runways, one of the
Afghanistan, that
most
was just
powerful runways.
Bagram
in the
is
sense
very,
that it
very
was
important.
Very heavy concrete and steel. You could carry about.
Especially if you're
anything.
worried
You
about
could land
China or
anything
Russia.
on those runways. We gave it up, and you know who's occupying it right now? China.
Yep.
China. Biden gave it up. So we're going to keep that, and we're going to have a withdrawal, and we're going to take our equipment. We're going to do it properly. We're going to do it we're going to keep the equipment. Well, they ran out. It was, what happened there was, in fact, in all fairness to Putin, when he saw that, he said, well, this is our time to go.
Iraq
and
says deal
go
reached to
into
Kurdistan to
Ukraine,
resume
I
oil
guess, 'cause it was
exports.
the timing seemed
Watch
to
if
be
oil
about
goes
right.
on the low.
But we send them billions of dollars.
More supply.
In aid, which nobody knows. If the American public knew that,
Yeah,
they
little
know it
cheek
now. And if we're doing that, I think they should give our equipment back. And I told Pete to study that. But we left billions, tens of billions.
Yeah, that's going to be part of the
worth
China
equipment.
shit,
We had
probably.
brand new trucks. You see
If he
them
wants to
displayed
get
every year on
Bagram back,
the
that's it.
little roadway
Be
someplace
nice
where
to
they have a
China
road,
for trade,
and
but
they
then
drive
he's
the,
going to
waving
try to
the
get that
flag
shit
and
back.
Talking about America. Beautiful equipment that's all, the top of the line stuff. Brand new stuff. Now it's getting older. But you know what? We're going to pay them. I think we should get a lot of that equipment back. You know that Afghanistan is one of the biggest sellers of military equipment in the world. You know why? They're selling the equipment that we left. We're first. They were second or third.
That's crazy.
Believe it? They're selling 777,000 rifles, 70,000 armor-plated. Many of them were armor-plated trucks and vehicles. 70,000. If you think of
And then
used
1
car
year
lot,
later,
the biggest one in the country.
you have a
I would say,
Palestinian-Israeli
JD, if
war.
somebody
I don't
had
want to hear
500 cars,
shit
that
from
would be a lot.
anybody.
This is
Y'all ain't know how that
70,000
global politics works,
vehicles we
huh?
had there.
And
we
then
left it
1
for them.
year later,
I think we should get it back.
you have another full-blown I wonder why.
To cut $2 trillion.
Right.
Weird.
Medicare, Medicaid, Social
So
Security will not be
weird.
touched.
Yeah,
How that
I've said it
works.
so many times, you shouldn't be asking me that question. Okay? This will not be read my lips. It won't be read my lips anymore. We're not going to touch it. Now, we are going to look for fraud. I'm sure you're okay with that, like people that shouldn't be on, people that are illegal aliens and others, criminals in many cases. And that's with Social Security. We have a lot of people. You see that immediately when you see people that are 200 years old that are being sent checks for Social Security. Some of them are actually being sent checks. So we're tracing that down, and I have a feeling that Pam is going to do a very good job with that.
Very
But
good job,
you have
Pam.
a lot of fraud. But
Is that
no,
gold
I'm
on the high?
We're not doing anything on that.
Mr. President, part of your mission,
Mr.
sir,
President,
part of
given
your
the
mission
litigation-
has been, thank you, I'm sorry. Part of your mission has been to restore executive control over the executive branch. Is it your view of your authority that you have the power to call up any one of or all of the people seated at this table and issue orders that they're bound to follow?
Oh, yeah, they'll follow the orders.
Oh,
yes.
No exceptions.
No exception. Well, let's see, let me think. Oh, yeah. She'll have an exception. Of course, no exceptions. You know that.
Mr. President, can you clarify the Canada-Mexico tariffs? You had put that 30-day pause.
Yeah.
You just referred to
25%.
25%. When does it go into effect?
April 2nd.
April 2nd for Canada-Mexico.
Okay, so we got a month.
And for everything.
Well, we have the fentanyl-related is a pause. If they can prove to the president they've done an
This is
excellent
detail,
job,
listen.
That's what they first do in 30
Have you
days.
guys seen any
But then the
change?
overall is April 2nd. So the big transaction is April 2nd, but the fentanyl.
Okay, that's your
things,
date.
They're working hard on the border. At the end of that 30 days, they have to prove to the president that they've satisfied him to that regard. If they have,
gonna be
then
hard
he'll
to
give them a pause, or he won't. But
It's gonna
that's
be
up
hard
to
to
him. We'll see.
satisfy.
So
We
April
lose
2nd,
300,000
after
people a
March,
year
if
to fentanyl.
Trump likes the
Not
drug
100,
results,
not 95,
April
not
2nd,
60
they
like
either
you read,
delay it
you've been
again
reading it for
or
years.
they enact it. That's good
We
news.
lost,
That's
in my
why, again,
opinion,
that
over the
means you
last
could get
couple of
another
years,
delay
on
in
average,
April.
maybe close
Yeah,
to 300,000
that's what he's
people
saying. But
dead.
so he's saying, yeah, we
And
could
the
clap
families
you
are
on
ruined,
April,
you know, when they lose a daughter, when they
25%.
lose a son, the families
But then
are
if we
never
like
gonna
what we
never
see
gonna be
from
the same.
March
So you
till
talk about
April,
a
we
million
could punt
people.
again.
But when the daughters die, I see it, daughters die and the sons die because of fentanyl. And in some cases, I don't even know they're taking it. They're buying something else and it's laced with fentanyl and they end up dying. And I've known many people who've lost children to fentanyl and for other reasons, but to fentanyl, it's such a big killer. And those people are never the same people. I mean, I've seen people that for the rest of their lives, they're not the same people. They're so different, it's not even believable. Dynamic people, happy people they die a miserable death. And that's because of the crap that comes in through China and through Mexico and through Canada. A lot of it comes through Canada.
You guys know that. I have a friend of mine.
We support Canada.
He thought he was buying
$200
cocaine,
billion a year.
and then he died because he overdosed on
Subsidies one
fentanyl.
way or the other.
I grew
We
up
let
with
him
the
make
guy. Very
millions
good
of
guy.
cars.
I mean,
We let
obviously he
him
wanted to do
send
drugs,
us
but
lumber. We
yeah.
don't need their lumber. We're gonna
That's
free up our
the
lumber.
issue with it. You guys, I don't know if you guys
He's
are
gonna
aware
be
of
the
it. Yeah.
head of environmental.
It's not like
We're
you're
gonna free
buying
up our lumber. We
fentanyl,
have the
bro.
best lumber there
Some of
is.
you
We don't
guys
need
doing
their lumber. What do we
Molly,
need their lumber for?
any other drug,
When you look at
coke,
the-
whatever you think of,
we subsidize
these
it
fucking
$200
drug dealers are
billion
lacing
a
it
year.
with
Without us, Canada
fentanyl
can't
so they
make
use
it.
less
You know,
drugs
Canada
and you still
relies
feel
on us
high. And then
95%.
if it's not
We rely
controlled,
on
you're
them
going to die.
4%.
Yeah, even ketamine. Bro, I know I have a lot of people, like friends of mine, who just recreational drug users. Again, that's why I don't fuck with shit like that no more. And they die, bro. They just die. They overdosed on fentanyl doing another drug.
NATO, they're just about
So be
last
careful.
in
That's
terms
what he's
of
talking
payment.
about.
Because they say, why should we spend on military? That's a tremendous cost. Most nations can't afford to even think about it. Why should we spend on military? The United States protects us. And I would say that's largely true. We protect Canada, but it's not fair. It's not fair that they're not paying their way. And if they had to pay their way, they couldn't exist. When I spoke to, let's call it the Prime Minister rather than the governor, but when I spoke to him, I said, why are we giving you $200 billion a year? He was unable to answer the question. I said, why are we letting you make millions of cars and send them in? He was unable to answer the question. Justin Trudeau, a nice guy. I think he's a very good guy. I call him Governor Trudeau. He should be governor because the fact is that if we don't give
He
them
should be
cars,
governor of a
we don't have to
51st
give them
state.
cars. The tariffs will make it impossible for them to sell cars into the United States. The tariffs will make it impossible for them to sell lumber or anything else into the United States.
Okay, that's going down.
And all I'm asking to do is break even or lose a little bit, but not lose $200 billion. And we love Canada.
So that
I
went
love
from
Canada.
good
I love
comments
people's
to
Canada.
he's
And,
hammering home on Canada.
honestly, it's not
He
fair
said
for
the
us to
same
be
thing yesterday.
supporting Canada.
Just bonds are
And we don't
moving with
support
it.
them. They don't
This shouldn't be
subsist as a
negative, but
nation.
he literally said this exactly yesterday.
Mr. President, have you made a decision on what level you will
seek on tariffs in the European Union?
We have made a decision. We'll be announcing it very soon, and it'll be 25%, generally speaking, and that'll be on cars and all of the things. And European Union is a different case than Canada, different kind of case. They've really taken advantage of us in a different way. They don't accept our cars. They don't accept essentially our farm products. They use all sorts of reasons why not. And we accept everything of them. And we have about a $300 billion deficit with the European Union. Now, I love the countries of Europe. I guess I'm from there at some point a long time ago, right? But indirectly. Pretty directly.
I guess I'm European.
But I love the countries.
The founding
I
fathers.
love all countries, frankly.
I saw it. 23andMe. I'm
It
European.
was formed in order to screw
Long,
the
long
United States.
ago.
I mean,
Long
let's be
ago.
honest. The European Union.
Okay, you're
was
still
formed
going
in order
lower.
to screw
Bonds
the
has
United
gone
States.
vertical.
That's the purpose
You got a
of it.
bond auction in
And they've
30
done a good
minutes,
job
but
of it, but now I'm
Canada
president.
details didn't sound good after delay details did.
They can't. I mean, they can try, but they can't.
China did. They imposed tariffs that went into effect. China's
That's
retaliatory
right.
tariffs
That's
on
right. But
the 10th of February. Has there been any
That's
impact
right.
you've been able to observe?
That's right. Now, they can do it, and they can try, but the numbers can never equal what ours, because we can go off. We are the pot of gold. We're the one that
They could
everybody
do whatever
wants,
they want.
and
We'll kill them.
They can retaliate, but it cannot be
Decisions
a
on
successful
tariff, 25%
retaliation,
on EU.
Because we just go cold turkey. We don't buy anymore.
So again,
And if
now
that
you know that
happens, we
number.
win.
I don't think he's ever said 25 on EU.
No.
So hold on.
No, I haven't.
You might get a move.
With CBS News, is this a case that you'd like to see go to trial, or are you open?
With
to
who?
Yeah.
CBS? Well, CBS did something that was
Plays have already
amazing.
gone up like
Kamala
30%
was
from the
unable
bottom.
to answer a question properly, and they took the question that they asked and they inserted an answer. They gave her an answer. This was 2 days before the election, right before the Sunday night before the election, and they wrote out they put her
I just don't like the bond move.
from another
So again,
question
I don't know if
they
the
asked
25 is new
about
or
half an hour
not,
later,
but he did
and
give
they
a
put
number
that
now
into
on
the
EU
question.
tariffs.
Nobody's ever even
And then the
heard of
bonds
it.
reacted immediately.
Nobody's ever heard
The
of
first
anything
part
like
was
this
good,
before,
but I
but
don't
they
think that
then did
EU
it,
thing is good.
They
Contracts
say
have
on
already moved
numerous
though.
occasions. And
I just
the
missed out on 20 on that. Yeah.
FCC is looking at it very strongly, and everybody's looking at it, but nobody's ever seen anything. Think of it. They took her answers and they changed them.
Oh, I fucking
And I don't mean
whiffed
they
it.
changed a word or two, or they cut off a
Yeah,
half
I just
a
missed out on
sentence, or they
another
cut off a couple of
50%.
words.
Yeah, that's
I've had
hitting
that happen
again.
too, but that you
So yeah, I don't think he said the 25 number.
You know, we wanted
So
to
be
do
on
it
lookout. Wait for
They
the
took
first
out
bounce.
her
But bond,
answer,
again,
and they inserted
TLT
an
could still
entirely
be the
different
play.
answer that made her sound competent. And they did this, and nobody's ever. I thought I've heard of everything when it comes to that stuff. No, I've never heard of it. Nobody's ever seen. So we sued, and we are in discussions of settlement.
What would a number be, like, what's a number that you would?
I think it's a lot. No, I mean, it could have, it probably did affect the election. I mean, we won by a lot. As I said, too big to rig, but it probably did affect the election. You know, probably could have won by more, but I could have
okay,
lost
the
the
puts
election.
came down. There's a nice little 50% gap. Just watch them again.
We have to get
We've
to
heard
honest
about EU
elections.
tariffs.
We
I
have to
think
go
that
back to paper
number,
ballots. We have to go
the
back to
number
voter
sounded
ID,
scary. That's
one-day
new
election,
info.
Ideally, or short term.
And then
not
now
these
we're just
48-day and 61-day elections.
Still got to work
where
your way through it.
Boxes are put in a room, and let's move
EU
the
trade
boxes
chief
because we're
plans
putting in
China
a new air
visit
conditioning
amid
system.
soaring
And
tensions
you
with
see the
Trump.
boxes move, and
So
then
literally,
you say,
EU,
well, where
a
are all the
headline from
boxes?
China just said
You know,
EU's meeting with China.
What happened to the boxes that never came back? Now, our elections are extremely dishonest. We're the only country in the world that has mail-in voting and all of these different things that we put in. No other country in the world has it. You know, France went to, they had some of the things that we had, and they went to same-day voting.
Low ticker's still
And, you know,
active.
paper's very
You got a little
sophisticated.
relief on those
It's a very
puts. You got to make up your mind now. Otherwise, they're not going to get cheaper if you flush or if you bounce. All the puts will go down
The other things for
50%.
the governors, I wish the governors would do it because
Again, only thing to react to is EU tariff number.
9% of the machines.
That's it.
And they're 100%.
And then you got bond auction in 20 minutes.
Nothing's foolproof, but they're as close as you get. So we'll see what happens. But on the 60-minute thing, nobody's ever seen anything like it.
Would you link the FCC action to the litigation
And I don't think it's linked, but probably the lawyers look at it, because I know it's going along. FCC is headed by a very competent person, and you have some very competent people on the board, and so I think they're looking at it very seriously.
So of all the deals that you've done in your life, all the people you've sat across from and negotiated with, is President Putin distinct in any way?
He's a very smart guy. He's a very cunning person, but I've dealt with some people I've dealt with some really bad people. But I will tell you, as far as this is concerned, you have to understand, he had no intention, in my opinion, of settling this war. I think he wanted the whole thing. When I got elected, we spoke, and I think we're going to have a deal. I can't guarantee that. A deal is a deal. Lots of crazy things happen in deals, right? But I think
Talking
we're
about
gonna have a
Ukraine.
deal. If I didn't get elected, I believe he would have just continued to go through Ukraine, and over a period of time, a lot of people would have been killed, would have lasted for a period of time. And the reason that Ukraine, and I have great respect for the Ukraine as fighters, they're great fighters, but without our equipment, that war would have been over, like people said.
Okay, coming back down.
And if you remember, I gave the javelins, and the javelins are the things that knocked out those tanks right at the beginning of the war. They said that Obama at the time
Putin
gave
had no
sheets
intention of
and Trump gave
settling.
javelins. Well, I was the one that did that, but I want to see it come to an end.
Will he have to make concessions, President Putin?
Yeah, he will.
He will.
He's going to have to. And I believe that because we got elected, that war will come to an end.
Majority
I
of
also
Senate's
believe if we
confirmed
didn't get
Greer as
elected,
Trump's
this
trade
administration
representative.
Didn't win the election by a lot. That war would go on for a long time, and he would want to take the whole thing. Because the big question I had is, does he want to take the whole thing? But the reason, and the Ukrainians are good fighters, I have to say, but without the equipment, without our equipment, we have the best equipment in the world. We have the best military equipment in the world. Without our equipment, that would have been over very quickly.
What concessions would you like to see? What concessions would you like to see?
Oh, I don't want to tell you right now, but I can tell you that.
Okay, you're picking up. The contracts broke out again. Like I told you, that was your last call if you wanted one.
And I think JD.
So now they're going to get more expensive. You can still bounce, but watch the bonds. They're moving more than the bonds right now.
Great.
Hold on, you might bounce. Premium just died.
As the president said, we're not going to do the negotiation in public with the American media. He's going to do it in private with the president of Russia, with the president of Ukraine, and with other leaders. And I think that's how this has to go. I think I just want to push back against some of the criticism I've seen of the administration on this, because every single time the president engages in diplomacy, you guys preemptively accuse him of conceding to Russia. He hasn't conceded anything to anyone. He's doing the job of a diplomat, and he is, of course, the diplomat in chief as the president of the United States.
On the gold cards, sir, can you talk a little bit more about the vetting process?
He'll go through a process. The process is being worked out right now, and we're going to be very careful.
Will there be restrictions on, for instance, can Chinese nationals get
No, we're
one,
not going to
Iranian
restrict.
nationals
We're
get
probably not going to be restricting too much in terms of countries, but maybe in terms of individuals. We want to make sure we have people that love our country and are capable of loving the country.
There's a measles outbreak in Texas at the moment in which a child is reported to have died. Do you have concerns about that, and have you asked Secretary Kennedy to look into that?
Well, why don't we, Bobby, do you want to speak on that, please?
We are following the measles epidemic every day. I think there's 124 people who have contracted measles at this point, mainly in Gaines County, Texas. Mainly, we're told, in the Mennonite community. There are 2 people who have died, but we're watching it, and there are about 20 people hospitalized, mainly for quarantine. We're watching it. We put out a post on it yesterday, and we're going to continue to follow it. Incidentally, there have been 4 measles outbreaks this year in this country. Last year there were 16. So it's not unusual. We have measles outbreaks every year.
You sound a little under the weather yourself.
I have a permanently bad throat.
Mr. President, would you send U.S. peacekeepers to support the European peacekeepers? Would you do any sort of U.S.
No, we're going to support Europe, yeah.
And how would we do
We're
that?
very
How
friendly
would
with
we-
Europe. We have a great relationship with Europe. I mean, you could ask, you could talk about France, you could talk about any of them. I mean, we have a great relationship with Europe.
But how will the United States do that? Would there be?
Well, how? I mean, you're asking me a question, what are we doing in the field? Let's worry, I hope we have that problem where we could worry about peacekeeping. We got to get there first, but I hope we have the problem of worrying about peacekeeping. That'll be the easiest problem, I think, JD, that we've ever had.
That would be part of the deal, presumably.
We'll do it at the time, but peacekeeping is very easy. It's making the deal that's very tough. And again, nobody was speaking to Russia at all. And, probably 1.5 million soldiers have been killed, close to 1.5 million soldiers, not to mention I will tell you, the thing with that horrible war that should have never started, would have never started if I were president. And it didn't start for 4 years, and it was not even thought about starting. But the thing with that war is that you're highly underestimating the number of people that have been killed. Far more people have been killed in that war than you talk about. You like to talk about numbers like 1 million people. Well, they had much more than 1 million soldiers killed. But you have a lot of cities that have been knocked to the ground. They're demolition sites, literally demolition sites. Every single building is knocked to the ground. And a lot of people were killed in those buildings. And you'll hear a report, 2 people were minorly injured or just injured a little bit. No, people were killed by the thousands. And there are a lot more people killed in that war than the media wants to talk about, because Biden did a horrible, horrible job. He should have prevented that war. He could have prevented that war. Putin would have never gone in. I'll tell you one thing. He would have never gone in. That war would never have taken place if I were president.
I think what people are trying to understand, Mr. President, is how would the United States, what would you be willing to do to support this European peacekeeping effort? Would there be...
Again, you're asking me the same question? How many times do you have to answer? You're talking about after we make peace. Let me make peace first. Once we make peace, I'll give you all the answers you want. But how many times can you ask the same question?
Is loosening of sanctions on...
Yeah, go ahead. It's behind.
Is loosening of sanctions on Russia a potential option as part of...
Not now. No. We have sanctions on Russia. No, I want to see if we make a deal first. But I think we will. I've had very good conversations with President Putin. I've had very good conversations with President Zelensky. And until 4 weeks ago, nobody had conversations with anybody. It wasn't even a consideration. Nobody thought you could make peace. I think you can.
But if Mr. Putin gets to keep the land that was claimed by force, if the Russians get to keep the territory that they claimed by force, doesn't that send a dangerous message, let's say, to China?
Oh, okay. You try and take it away, right? We're gonna do the best we can. We're gonna do the best we can to make the best deal we can for both sides, but for Ukraine, we're gonna try very hard to make a good deal.
All right, then you try to take. All right, man. What the fuck do you think is gonna? Do you know what we're dealing with right now?
Mr. President,
Like,
we'll cut it out after maybe this question. Go ahead.
to bring this full circle.
Unless it's a
back
bad
to-
question, then we'll get that. You always like to finish on a good one.
Sir, they want you to negotiate with them instead of
I know.
President Putin.
They want to continue to talk about the peacekeepers. You have a lot of confidence in us because you assume there's going to be peace. It's possible it doesn't work out. There is possibility.
Wow.
But I hope it does for the sake of humanity, because if you look at the pictures that I've looked at, you don't want to look at them. Go ahead.
I have a question back on these cuts to the federal workforce. You mentioned you're interested in doing another round of this email. When would you like to see that? What would be the deadline?
I'm not. I
This
think
time,
I think Elon wants to, and I think it's a good idea because those people, as I said before, they're on the bubble. You got a lot of people that have not responded, so we're trying to figure out, do they exist? Who are they? And it's possible that a lot of those people will be actually fired. And if that happened, that's okay, because that's what we're trying to do. This country has gotten bloated and fat and disgusting and incompetently run. I think we had the worst president in the history of our country. He just left office. I think he's a disgrace, what he's done to our country by allowing millions of people to come into our country like that. And all of the other things, the inflation, which he caused because of energy and stupid spending, to spend hundreds of millions, trillions and trillions of dollars on the Green New scam, a total scam. I have the best energy people, the best environmental people in the world around this table.
coming back down.
And they can't even believe he got away with it. And then in leaving office to send $20 billion here and $20 million there and 10 million.
I mean, I told you why it's going down. I think bonds are the better play for intraday, but other than that, I don't know if the EU tariffs is enough to kill us. And then he said some good stuff earlier.
Look, you know, the good news, the people see it, and that's why we won the election by so much. Thank you very much, everybody.
There it is. So, yeah, he made a comment about EU tariffs, and he gave a number that wasn't discussed, and that's why we started to go down. But then he was talking Canada delays in the market like that. But then that was pretty much it. So we talked about the puts. I was calling out a couple. I ended up going for a different play. I flipped one of the puts real quick, but I didn't like how they were doing. I made a little bit, but then I went with another play for Friday. You should know what it is. I've told you guys where you should be looking, but I'm going to leave that to you to decide. But other than that, I don't know. We might get a little bit more downside. Today has been really about relief. If we are going to get clapped, it's going to be off of that EU thing. Maybe we give a little bit back of what we've already worked for, but generally, NVDA earnings is going to be what continues or ruins this. I don't think that tariff thing will be the issue, but it might be. You never know. By end of the day, if people are really scared, then yeah, they'll start selling this off. But generally, after 5 days of getting clapped, I think it is a little relief. You had a little catalyst there. Bonds are up, so watch out for that. And again, there is going to be what's it called? There is going to be a bond auction in 10 minutes. So we'll get the bond auction, and then we will move to Philo, and then we'll be back. And then we get NVIDIA earnings. Barkin was earlier. I don't think the Fed is just too weird right now. Wait till they start pivoting. Because right now, like I told you, that's the funniest part about the last 5 days. Rate cut odds are now back above 2. Right? All of these Fed guys have been saying 1 lately. So wait till they have to pivot. The bond auctions, they don't really do much when we are sensitive towards bond yields. Everybody pays attention to them. And lately, the bond auctions have been good. So really, it'll just help out bonds or not. That's really going to be the only thing. Wait, you tagged me on Twitter? Where? I haven't checked my Twitter throughout the day. Where's Dan? I don't see Danny. Did you tag me, Danny? When did you send me it, Danny? I don't see it. I see that one. Neighbor has a septic company. Uh-oh. You did? When did you tag it? Re-tag me in it? Or send it again? I don't know. I don't think I'm that popular, but I don't see it. And I didn't block you. I like Danny. He's a good guy. Good guy. Covered Pepsi, Google dump, and the SPY now. Maybe I should have held that SPY put. Which one did I go for? Yeah, I did dailies. They are going up. Oh, yeah, they went up another 20%. Watch out. Again, watch it. The bonds go up 2 on there. But, yeah, you're selling off now. This isn't based off of anything. But, again, if we want to give up some of it, then there you go. And then Trump's USTR has been voted. And they have confirmed him. No, we're not dumping on nothing. I mean, technically, this dump started on the EU tariff headline. I mean, we called it out within seconds, but it just seemed a little choppy. And then the the plays were a little weird, and then the bonds started moving. But, yeah, there it is. But so I don't know if it's going to have that much juice, but you have already given up now half of the gain. That Dow is back to red. TikTok and ByteDance are still opposed to sale. and are in talks with Trump on a deal that would allow U.S. backers to own a larger portion. Check Oracle, but I'm getting bad TikTok news now. Yeah, everything's starting to sell. Damn it. Contracts are crazy. That's it. They're well above on the put side. Wait till your last reprieve will be the bonds. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Either look for calls or you wait till it bounce to reload puts. Somebody get this man water. Somebody get that guy a membership for when he gets a new account. Because that one's not going to work anymore. The market's more important than my voice right now, brother. Don't worry. But someone, yeah, he'll need $4.99 or something if you could hook him up. That'd be nice. would consider Papa John's. I talked about Papa John's at the beginning of the year, and then it went up. So it's kind of out of the list. But, yeah, I don't know. I haven't been to Papa John's. Better ingredients, but I ain't been there in a while, man. Can you make a small request? No. Sorry, I appreciate you asking, but no, I'm not looking for requests right now. Can I request a song? My Baby by Lil Romeo. Oh, Romeo, give me a long term. Nah, man, I said 10%. Won't you be my long term stock? Okay. Oh, long term, give me a kiss. Nah, man, I just got that long term. Won't you be? I mean, Papa John's is a good company. I mean, kind of. But I just like the pizza market. I know that sounds weird, but pizza's huge, and pizza's always going to be around, but they only have like less than 10% of the pizza market. So they used to have a lot more. That's what I think is wild. Goofy, you didn't even buy yourself your own membership. So thank you. But you will need your own, man. So I don't know. Whoa, but what about you, bro? Yeah, because if we're about to go members only on Philo, bro. Like, what the hell? You just got everybody a membership except you. Wow, well, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Look, that's a real one right there. Well, it's good, man. I hope you got a long term. If not, then this will just get weird. But amen. Thank you. Thank you. Should you put more emphasis on long term or save? Well, your savings is your long term. That's the whole point. So you should put your emphasis, if you are 20 years old, just like I was talking to the other college guy who wanted to live in a van. I'm telling y'all, man, if you guys are young, you have such a great opportunity right now. The only way you're going to fuck it up is by being young and believing that you can fuck it up and that time isn't going to be wasted. If you are young right now, you just need to make sure that you walk away with something. So focus on the long term. Savings, long term, increasing income. But you should put a higher priority on not letting the money slip through your hands now. Why? Because you're young. And that means as long as you keep the money and grow it, even gradually, by the time you're 24, 25, 30, you're going to be a lot better than a lot of your peers, and then hopefully being able to get a house. But the whole point is just don't blow. I was talking about it yesterday. It's like, think about it. We all have touched money. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of you got money. You were advancing at one point, but then you gave into the temptation and then let it slip through your fingers. That's why I keep saying we need to make sure we don't walk away with nothing. So you young guys, you got to walk. I'm just telling you, whatever happens, you need to make sure you walk away guaranteed with more money than you started with. Why? Because you'll still be young, and then you're going to be working from a way better base. So, I don't know. I definitely think long-term save. Well, all the contracts went crazy. I should have held those. My bond plays are not moving. But that's it. SPY just gave everything up on the EU tariff. I mean, I put out a stream alert on it. We talked about it. I gave you the last call, but that's it. I didn't think it would do it that fast. But it did it. I gave up some good plays way too early. BG. Thank you, my friend, and thank you, Keezy. Yeah, Fed bot stick, yeah, he's just saying stuff. I think we're reacting to the tariffs. EU tariff number was the only catalyst, and then we reacted almost instantly. I put out a stream alert. I just said be on watch. The puts were weird. I went for a bond play instead, but now the bonds aren't moving, and then this. So honestly, this might be fake. Like low key, I think we might get it because look at bonds just stopped moving now, but they have a big gap. Oil, nah, euro and the other ones came down, but yeah, I think it's euro tariff. That's it. Sadly, I think the reaction's now a little bigger. Fuck it, should we go for a call? We gotta make sure you get. Oh wow, these are expensive. Okay, now bonds are going down. All right, just keep an eye on calls until bonds flush or something else. I'm already eyeing some calls right now just in case. Because like I'm saying here, if nothing else moves with it, I don't know if we should have gone down this much. Otherwise, you're reacting to EU tariffs. Just keep in mind, though, if bonds start flushing and then dollar and everything else, you're going to flush with it. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying? So just watch out. And then don't do it daily. Go till Friday. If I'm looking at Friday calls, not dailies. Nothing on the VIX. VIX is subdued. It's not even past the high. But that's what I'm saying. Just wait till bonds, dollar, or anything else moves. Otherwise, I think it's a little big for the EU shit. $5.90. All right, they're moving. Wait for it. Oh, yeah, bond auction right now. Duh. So maybe that's why the bonds aren't moving. That could be the gap. So wait for it. That'll come in now. You should be getting the when issued. Give me a second. Okay. Ukraine-Zelensky meeting on Wednesday or Friday. Where is it? Well, TLT calls are either going to move a lot or you're going to get them really cheap here in 2 minutes. So when issued, 4.203. Again, take note. Watch, though. You guys have the wire, right? Yeah. So just be on the lookout here. Give it another minute. 4.203. $4.203. Don't worry about the market. Just focus on bonds. SPY going lower. And all the other bond auctions have been good this year. Or good this week. We'll just get ready for it. So bonds already moving. Again, take note of the wire. 4.203. Should come out in like 30 seconds. 45. Okay. SPY's still low. The premiums are higher. So call premiums are higher than 2 minutes ago. Again, I'm eyeing one of them. And then 4.194, bro. Another killer auction. Crazy. Yeah, bro. TLT, bro. 3 fat auctions in a row. All with demand. And then now, this is, again, another new high of the year. Yeah, I'm surprised. SPY's going lower, but that's going to be good. Like I was just saying here, whatever happens with the SPY now, wait for the bonds. That might be the answer, I hope. But yeah, that's starting to move up now. SPY could do whatever it wants, but bond, like I'm saying, don't worry, because remember, the last couple days, bonds have been running, SPY came down. But in general, one of those broader, good, broad things, the bond yields keep coming down. Like I'm telling you, that's shifting. That's a huge shift in the last 5 days. Motherfuckers went from 1 rate cut to now 2. Now after this auction, you might go to 2.5. You get what I'm saying? Even by PC on Friday. Don't worry about the SPY reaction. Trust me, you're confusing yourself. This is only about the bond market right now and what we've been dealing with deficits, all of that. So it could be good for the market. It'll be good in the midterm for the market. In the short term, with the market tweaking out, I'm not trying to attach it to the market. Why? Because the last 3 days that were good for bonds were really bad for the market. So don't get caught up in bond market correlation, but understand lower bond yields is good for the midterm. And I'm not talking politics. I just mean once we get over NVDA and the data and everything, lower bond yields is a better macro condition. Like I said on the watch list yesterday, oil going lower, bond yields going lower. Do you realize that is easing financial conditions? So that's where you got to be looking at. Okay, call options are getting more expensive on the SPY now. TLT going up as well. So very odd. You need either flush or not. But the calls are even getting a bid. Even though it's going down. All righty. I like Toyota. It would just need to go down a little bit more, though. Although it's down on the year, it's still up a lot compared to other auto companies, and I think it's because of the Japanese currency. So I like it, though. I like Toyota a lot. I would love a good Japan play for like the long term, but some of them are not really, they're still not the best price. I would rather take other American equities with better value. Gaggle. Toyota, my favorite American car maker. That was funny yesterday. Oh, excuse me. All right.
I believe every customer.
Okay. So get ready. We are going to shift to Philo here in a little bit.
A lot of generative AI apps. And if you're building a lot of apps, it means you're getting a lot of feedback from builders on what they need in the building blocks for generative AI. And then if you invest in those building blocks like we have, our own chips with Trainium 2, which are 30 to 40% more price performant than what's out there.
So get ready. We are going to switch.
Frontier models,
if you want the NVIDIA earnings preview, it is literally on the watch list.
AI and generative AI application building services in Amazon Bedrock. If you're investing in those, you can get a lot of feedback.
So yeah, I'll give it a sec. I'll go to the bathroom. And then when we come back, we're going to move to Philo. And then we will be there for the earnings if you will be available.
You can't help but allow builders to more easily and quickly build generative apps, which means they can't help but building more apps on top of the platform. So there is that very unusual flywheel we have, and it impacts really all the areas of our business in a way that's unusual.
We saw it in smartphones, really. We saw it with Apple and iOS and the App Store built on top of it. And then if you get the right customers and you have the right tools and it's easier to build, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a difference between iOS and Android in profitability and in willingness to pay, right, for the customer. How do you make the customer experience, the businesses who are building their applications on top of AWS, tapping into those models that you make available on Bedrock so much better than what they can get on other platforms that AWS excels?
Well, remember, what AWS ultimately is it's a set of technology infrastructure services that others build applications on top of. And the more that we make companies successful building better customer experiences and improving and growing their business, the more AWS succeeds. And so really what all those, if you're building generative AI applications, which every company virtually in the world is doing, and you start to get to scale, you realize really quickly that inference or the predictions at a scaled generative AI application get expensive. So the key to that inference is the chip that's in the compute. And so if you can save 30 to 40% in price performance on the
Apple
chip
now
and on compute like you do with Trainium 2 over what you can do today with GPUs, That's a big deal. And that means...
That's Jossie. Wait, give him like 20 years, and then he going to get married to some bad Latina, and then he going to shave his head and start doing steroids. I look forward to that moment. But on that note, I love you guys. God bless you. I do continue the stream after Philo. Again, I mean, I don't want to offend anybody and talk about my beliefs. If you guys don't want to listen to it, I would hate for that to happen and you get offended. So I put it behind the paywall. I know I'm a hypocrite. You have to pay to listen to Jesus, but also you should go find Jesus on your own time, not while the casino is open. You know what I'm saying? So I love you, and thank you to those who supported. For real, I will be back for earnings. The preview for NVIDIA is literally on the watch list, so we'll be there. Otherwise, you should see the live stream up by Power Hour, probably a lot earlier. So God bless you all. Thank you for your time. Enjoy it. Keep a look at those spy calls like I told you. And again, you went down because of the tariff thing on EU, but then the bond auction was good. So now all you got to do is wait for the other one. Yeah, Amazon is down right now. That news is coming out. All righty. Let's move it on over, baby. Let's move it on over.